Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and a little bit of a hectic start here. I think I am actually starting relatively on time, but today is a special stream because y'all aren't supposed to see that yet. We have a special guest joining, actually a more so Brightlife's guest. Y'all already saw who he was and see from the title. But yeah, doing a sort of dual stream, so we'll both have our cameras up. We, of course, have the cat cam. Can't forget that one. That's very important. And he is streaming this live on Twitch, and I'm doing YouTube, so we're kind of covering both fronts. We'll probably talk about the different experiences on the different platforms and all sorts of things. But yeah, that is kind of what's going on. My setup is all funky, so I'm getting a little bit more used to it, so I'm just going to move some things around here. And before I get joined back up with Brightlife, I do want to say hello to everybody in the chat. I'm getting myself oriented. Let's see. Hello, Brandon, you're Treebeard. That is actually the server we are playing on. I know I just recently moved to Landraball, but for both of us to have more even footing and start new characters, we thought it'd be fun to do Treebeard for this one. Hello, Anna from Evernight, and Malithor from Gladden. All the servers. I see a lot of different servers when people say that. And yes, Ivan, this is a duo stream. I know I've done some with Dan's Adventures before, but he hasn't been on like the camera, and I know occasionally has done some content in the past, like streaming videos and the such, but yeah, this one is a little bit different because I have never played with Brightlife before. I'm wondering if that's him. I actually have no idea what he's making, if he is going with a dwarf or an elf. But yeah, he started his stream up. We had some issues, of course, because, you know, that's the way technology works and all that fun stuff. But he has his stream going and got that started, and we were about to get into a conversation of how I started with playing Lotro. So you all get to hear that. He's going to have a bunch of questions for me, so that was kind of the initial idea for the stream and the collaboration, as Brightlife just had a lot of questions for me, which is perfectly fine. I'm happy to answer, and it will be a different perspective. So some other things we have coming up, there are some other things, might talk about that as well at some point, and should be all sorts of fun, I think. Hello, Bella. Yeah, hopefully this will be fun. Purple, glad you have been loving my videos and glad they've been helpful. And Ivan, Brightlife, part of Lotro development. He is not a part of Lotro development. He is just a Lotro player, as far as I know. Maybe we can ask him about that. And yeah, I think we're also ready. Got to say hello to everybody. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. And I think I am back.
Are you back?
Yes.
Are we ready?
I think so.
I was telling my stream, this is kind of like a middle school dance right now, where I was waiting for you to be done, but you were probably waiting for me to be done, you know?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so I'm thinking, we're on Treebeard. My chat's asking, can they join us? I think the answer is yes. Your chat, of course, could as well.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
I love it. I think I'm going to try a Minstrel because you are the Minstrel king, from what I remember.
I don't actually play Minstrel that much.
Oh, I know. I saw you playing on Bulver the other day. So this is why.
Yes.
That's why I thought.
I have played Minstrel, but
first of all, this dude is jacked, looking good. My guy's jacked right now. Minstrels have got to have the worst starting outfits of all time. It's got to be number one worst, right? Okay, how many times you have to answer me this, Louis? How many times do I hit randomize on the character creation? We're just gonna go with that.
So I have a lot of trouble coming up with names, so sometimes I will use that, but I often do not nowadays.
No, yeah, I'm gonna be Brightlife Sings, I think, for my Minstrel name. But I just need I need the character customization randomizer. That's what I need right now. So you just have to give me a number between 1 and 10.
Oh, okay. Between 1 and 10? How about 7? Is there any other number?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He actually doesn't look that bad. He looks good. I can't wait for you to see him. That's actually not bad. That's my best randomized character so far. I'm stoked, man. So Louis, for my chat, just because, and then of course you can ask questions for yours, whatever works. What is your? Oh, do I have to go through this? Shoot, I got to go through this.
Oh,
I have to go through the intro instance. I'm sorry. But while I'm doing that, what is your Lotro story? How did you get into it? I'm actually really curious.
Yeah, so early days, my cousins and friends got me into World of Warcraft, would be the kind of gateway game, if you want to call it that. So I started with WoW, but my brother was actually really interested in the Lord of the Rings and Lotro. He's a little bit older than me. So it's kind of weird. I came to Lotro as somebody that didn't really know much about Lord of the Rings. At some point, I watched the movies. I still honestly haven't read the books, which I know.
Gotcha. You haven't read the books yet?
No.
I refuse to judge you, Louis.
That's
awesome, man.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting perspective because a lot of people seem to come to the game from Lord of the Rings interest rather than I became interested in Lord of the Rings from the game, actually.
Interesting. See, I've always wondered that, like, I've always wondered that from someone who doesn't have, I guess what you would call, like, straight Lord of the Rings experience. You know what I mean? Like, that you're just coming because you love the book and then you fall in love with the game. So you fell in love with the game first and now you're considering reading the book.
I still don't know if I'm considering reading the book. That might be too much reading for me, but
That's totally understandable.
it did get me
That's
interested
awesome.
in the whole like franchise and lore.
Well, so it's interesting you say that because in your recent video where you walked through the developer Q&A, you had such deep lore knowledge, like Harad and all of that stuff. Like you really knew. So how have you found out the lore? Is it just from like the studying of the game?
It's a little bit from the game, but I have to give a lot of credit to my viewers. Like 90% of it has got to be just due to my viewers and people making me learn the lore.
Gotcha. Dude, that's awesome, man. Wow.
There-
That's the
yeah.
best way to go.
There are a lot of people that know a whole lot about Lord of the Rings.
Sure do, man. They sure do. Do you find yourself getting like really caught up in Lotro's story?
I have, especially with the recent expansions and recent storylines. I don't know how much you've gotten into them, but the ones after the War of the Ring.
Yeah.
So like with the Black Book of Mordor and especially the Legacy of Durin, I don't know why, but that one appealed to me.
Gotcha.
So
Dude, that's awesome.
yeah, I guess just a lot of excitement for where they can go in the future.
Yeah, man. Dude, that's so cool. That's so cool. I'm sorry, I have to do my intro quest here. And my chat is very excited that we're going to have to actually play through Ered Luin. Ered Luin is famously my least favorite zone. But I'll do it for you, man.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we can change your mind about it.
It won't happen. It won't happen, man. I love it. Okay, so and the chat is asking on my end, what difficulty are we playing on today? Which you're the man, the myth, the legend. So which one are we doing?
That's a good question. I don't know, if I were just doing this solo, I would probably start on just plain Deadly, maybe Deadly +1, but since there are two of us and perhaps some people following around, we could probably turn it up a little bit higher.
I mean, I think we should. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in our chats? Should we do it higher? I don't actually know. I do love. I'm slaying these Dour Hand dwarves with a guitar right now, and that feels very good. And so I played back in Shadows of Angmar days, right? And so for me, minstrels were like the best because to heal back in 2007, to heal back in 2007 was a big task. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't know, people are a lot nicer now, I think, in MMOs than they used to be. But like back in 2007, man, it was tough. It was tough to play a healer, I think. So I feel very good. Like the 2007, Shadows of Angmar and me is really liking playing the minstrel right now.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea how the minstrel played back then. It was when I first started Lotro, my main classes were Warden and Runekeeper.
Yeah.
And those are the two remember the most, at least.
Dude, that's awesome, man. And when I say it, this is what I think is just, it wasn't necessarily the difficulty of the class. It was just the difficulty of being a healer in general in an MMORPG in 2007. Like anytime that anyone would die, it would be like, healer, what did you do? What's wrong with you? Kind of thing. And so to play a minstrel back in the day meant that you were a saint because you had to go through all of that, and you just had to deal with it, man.
And you also had the responsibility. I thought this was interesting, kind of unique to Lotro in my experience at least. It was always the healers that would run back and res everybody. Everybody else could just be lazy and sit there.
Right. It's true. And so that's their saints, right? And like in the Rift raid was a long raid. If you died at Tharlock or if you died at Thrang at the end, I mean, that run back was a long, long way.
Yes.
We forget that.
ran with the legendary server Anor. This would have been 3 or 4 years ago now.
Right.
When my kin sort of reformed on that server and we were going through that stuff, yeah, we were reminded of how long of a run back that was.
I love that. Yeah, totally true. It's so funny, man. And I've been playing a little bit of the classic World of Warcraft recently, and the runbacks are so crazy. Because you don't respawn anymore at the start of the dungeon. You've got to go all the way back. It's crazy, man. That's awesome. And so, why did you choose the Runekeeper originally? Like, what really got you into the? Was it just the newer class? Was it you liked how it played?
Yeah, and WoW, I played a mage, and this actually gets. I actually have another story for my real first Lotro experience. I actually hated the game at first because I chose Lore Master, and that class did not work with me, but it was the closest thing to a mage in the game at the time. So, yeah, I actually did not like Lotro, and I think a large reason is because I chose the Lore Master. So when I came back and tried it again, the Runekeeper was there, and that was a lot more mage-like and how destructive it was, I guess.
Right. Do you think that the Lore Master has gotten better or not really? Has it stayed kind of the same?
I definitely think it's gotten better. A lot faster paced, more damage.
Dude, that's
at least
awesome.
in my experience.
Dude, that's awesome. Look, here we are, dude. The two guys. I like, dude, and I like the. Do you like your random choice? I mean, it looks pretty good actually. I've got to say, this is your random 7 worked, in my opinion.
Yeah, the only thing is the little circlet thing. What are those called?
You don't like my circlet?
Not the biggest.
You don't like
fan
my
of
crown?
It.
I think it's beautiful. I'm royalty, man. I'm royalty. Oh my gosh, Drydeck, thanks for the host, my guy. Appreciate it. Okay, dude. Then this is perfect. We are uncomfortably close right now on the screen. Like this is beyond personal comfort, in my opinion. Have you ever had that close talker? I used to like always, back in the day when my parents would like take me to youth group, there was this one lady that would talk like this close to my face. I don't do it, man. I need that personal space.
Yeah.
All right. So where do we go? So where do we start with? Should I go with get my quest over here from Nos?
Yeah, I'm happy to do whatever you want quest-wise, but I don't know if you like to read the text or just kind of go through it, but
I've read the text, and my chat knows that the faster we get through Ered Luin, the faster I will be happy.
All right.
Yeah, just kidding.
Honestly, with these intros, I'm fine just going through it fast, but
let's go through it.
I'm
fast.
really happy to do whatever.
Perfectly happy. Let's do it, man. Look at us. But I think that the Minstrel and Guardian thing is perfect, isn't it? Like, I feel like the Minstrel Guardian team is just amazing.
Yeah, that's one reason I ended up going with the Guardian, because I honestly didn't know what class to choose after you said you were doing Minstrel. So yeah, it seemed like a good combo. Kind of the classic old days
Guardian. It's perfect, man. Okay, so what are my... Okay, so I've got Melody. Okay, so the stances here. I'm trying to learn the class. So Dissonance looks like it's the plus 25 ballad damage, so it does a little bit more. Melody stance is... Oh, it's kind of like a balance stance. So is that like trying to help the party and you, and then Resonance just becomes all healing? Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, for the most part. Have you heard of War Speech? Do you remember War Speech?
No.
Okay, so that's what the damage stance used to be called, and I don't know if other minstrels feel this way, but I'm very sad for its name change to Dissonance, but that is going to be the DPS stance.
Yeah, that's so sad. That's that's lame. Come on, man, war stance. Okay, hold on. Talk to the minstrel trainer. I did. Did I not? Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, I just got to tell me what to do. So here's the funny thing. This is like this is an ARM juxtaposition right here, Louis, because you're probably the best Lotro player that I know, and I am very likely the worst Lotro player that I know. So I feel like this is going to be fun trying to see an idiot and a genius try to work this together. You know what I mean?
The thing is, I don't think I'm actually that good at this game.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Okay, so I gotta use these. Thank you all so much for the sweet follows, by the way.
Yeah, I see a lot of people are commenting on your outfit that you are wearing,
my
not your
outfit?
character. I feel a little underdressed now. I just put on like a clean shirt that I could find, honestly.
Come on, man. No, dude, you're perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine. This is what we do. We do fancy shirts in my videos, and so I have to.
Mm-hmm. That's like
Okay, hold on.
In winter, I do wear flannel shirts. A lot of people like those.
Those are so nice, dude. Maybe the winter Brightlife can have a little bit of a. Maybe the winter Brightlife can do flannels. I think that would work fine.
Yeah, when I recently moved the past. When did I even move? Like a little over a month ago, but moved from cold place to warm place. So
dude, that's awesome. Congratulations. I was like that. I moved from Chicago to California, and that was good for my mental health.
Oh, see, the thing is, I don't actually like the heat. I don't know where you are in California. I know it's a more temperate
I'm San
climate
Diego.
usually. So okay, that's probably pretty warm.
Yeah. How hot can you go? Like, what's your heat level tolerance?
So, I can tolerate high heat. Like,
Got it.
90s humid is something I can tolerate but do not like.
Yeah.
I prefer low humidity, first of all, and second of all, lower temperature.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I do like San Diego. San Diego for me is good because like it does get warm, like up to like 80, but it's very dry heat. Everything's chill, which is really nice. Okay, I gotta go talk to Dorniel.
Dorniel?
Oh, an Arcalite, dude. This is a guy from my from my squad. Arcalite's awesome. Pause is he's the man, the myth, the legend. All right. So yeah, let's head over to Dorniel. And who else we got here? Sandier. Look at that's cute, dude.
Sandier. Oh, these are people actually.
These are my homies, man. So what's interesting? So Louis, I've been finding this really funny thing. So we've what's happened is my channel, YouTube channel, Twitch channel. A lot of my people are not my people. A lot of the people that watch me are very like not new to the game, but returning players. Right, the 15th anniversary, where I found that there is definitely an audience out there of people that play just all the time, have played for 15 years straight, never took a break. Do you find that you like, because it seems like you do a lot more of the guides and stuff like that. Would you say that you like who you get to hang out with on stream more often? Like, are they returning? Like, as a good chunk of your people? That's a weird question. Weird way to ask the question. Have you noticed a big like increase in people hanging out with your channel since the 15th anniversary? Are most of your people longtime veterans? What do you think?
I definitely think there have been new people since 15th anniversary. I actually get a lot of comments from people. Like I just got one when I was starting up my stream, like a new player enjoying my videos and guides. And those are always great comments to see.
Yeah, it seems like Lotro is having a resurgence in a big way, and it seems like the developers kind of know. The developers kind of see that happening, but it just seems like it's resurging. It seems like the population is kind of growing.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. I know, somebody's made comments on this, probably EG7, on one of their whole corporate, what are they called things? Investor presentations, but talked about like Lotro's population being higher than like so many years past.
Yeah.
And I can say like anecdotally, just from my videos, there's definitely been an uptick, even in like way older couple, maybe even few-year-old videos that we got to a little bit of a noticeable increase in general viewership.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, I think like it's cool to see it. It is interesting. I think that the crowd, I don't know if you've noticed this too, like the crowd that's been hanging out in Lotro for a long time is maybe a little bit wary of the hype right now. Like it sounds like there's almost like a hey, we've heard them talk like this before. Have you heard anything like that? Because I want to temper my expectations, and a lot of the veterans really know what's going on. Have you noticed that for you? Like, have you seen that a lot, or is it like you think this is a new season, better than anything that's happened since you've been playing?
So my experience might be a little bit weird because I paid like absolutely zero attention to any of that stuff when I first started. I just like played the game and that was it. Sometimes those were simpler times, and in a way I kind of enjoyed that. But
I love that.
I don't know if it's really something you can go back to.
Yeah.
But yeah, since I have been paying attention to things, I don't ever really remember them saying that there would be like they're talking about Lotro remastered, anything like that before.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like there is some hype around it in a different way, right?
Yeah.
I love that. I think that, so I want to talk to you about that with Lotro remastered, because it's crazy to think about, like the fact that we could get some sort of like remastered version of this game. Like it makes me very excited. Like, what do you think that's going to look like in your opinion?
I think that is a good question because I am skeptical of the word remastered.
Okay.
I don't know the way that people might typically envision that is what it will actually look like.
Right.
So when I think of remastered, the first game that comes to mind is like, I don't know if you're familiar with Call of Duty and the Modern Warfare remastered.
Yeah.
That's probably been a few years now, but that's what I would initially think of if I think of a remastered game. But
Right.
I'm not quite sure we'll get that level of just sudden change in the game.
Right. That makes complete sense. I mean, for me, as I've heard about it, I just think there's a couple of things that I could see a remaster giving them the excuse to do. Does that make sense? Like, it seems like there's an excuse to do something like a level squish. There's an excuse to remake the legendary item system. There's an excuse to do even like graphical updates, things like that. Do you think that that's like, I guess if you could predict like the top 3 things that would come in a remaster, what would your prediction be?
First thing I would think is just graphics, visual changes.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know when I think of remaster that I think of changed gameplay mechanics. I think that would pretty much stay the same. Maybe like updated, polished animations, new sound, better.
Right.
This would go with graphics, but better lighting. Perhaps more modern optimization. I know that's a big one with Lotro.
Oh, that's true. And they talked a lot about that in the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they have ever... They don't seem very hopeful that they can get the game to be like multi-threaded, because it sounds like that would be basically the work of creating Lotro 2, which I don't think they'll really be undertaking.
Yeah.
But that's something I would like to see.
I would love to see it. Yeah, I'm such a... I've said it a lot, but I'm such a huge fan. Oh, is Theory with us? Is this one of your people? Maybe. No, one of the things that I'm super interested in, like as we talk about like a remastered version, I love the idea of an open world PvP element added to this. And I know we have the Ettenmoors, but it's kind of meh kind of thing, I would like, if there was ever a Lotro 2, I think like the whole Alliance versus Horde thing, even like in the Second Age would be incredible. I would no life that game. I wouldn't play any other game,
It's interesting. So
Okay.
I'm not the biggest fan of PvP.
Okay.
So I would be a little bit hesitant to say that that would be like my favorite game. I don't think it would be bad to have that, but
Right.
yeah.
Would you ever want to level up on like the monster side? So like even if you had PvE servers where it's not just all forced open world PvP, but like, being able to level up as an orc kind of thing. Like I feel like that would be a cool idea.
Yeah, I definitely think that could be interesting if they had like their own leveling experience, basically,
Right.
that goes through. I don't know how it would work, but yeah, it goes through like something similar to what we have the free peoples in Lotro right now go through.
Yeah, that
But
would be super. Yeah,
It'd be a whole new world.
it'd be a whole new world. So you think that in this remastered, there's graphical updates, there's there's a possibility of some performance updates and stuff like that. Would you put something like a new system in the remastered? Like, so for me, the two big pieces that I've been kind of hoping for as a returning player, someone that, you know, I only have a max level player. Don't tell anybody else this, but because I boosted because I wanted to experience end game. I know that's kind of cardinal sin in this game, right? Like, you should not boost kind of deal. But one of the questions that I had was, would a level squish be helpful for the game? Because I think that the 140, the number 140 is so massive for so many people. I wonder if, like, you took it down to level 70, you cut it in half, even if it was the same length of time that it took to get to end game, you know, the leveling slowed down, and a new player could be a little bit less overwhelmed by the number of the level cap. Like, would that work, do you think?
Yeah, this has actually been a hot topic that has come up in my streams before, but there are a couple ways to look at it. So I think Lotro could definitely benefit from a level squish. I think it would be really hard for them to implement the way the story is with the game, because I just think, take a significant rework of the leveling experience to do it kind of WoW style, maybe where all the content scales to your level. I think, I'm a little bit less familiar with Shadowlands, but there's like 1 to 50. Shadowlands is the current expansion, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay, good.
Dragonflight's coming out, man.
Okay. So yeah, you have 1 to 50, but like whichever zone you go to, whatever dungeon you do, it's like at your level.
Gotcha.
So if they tried to do something like that, I would be a really big fan of it, because you could kind of just go wherever you want and everything would be your level, and you could go, wherever and level up. But I think that might be too much work for them.
It does seem like it, yeah.
So the other option is, as you mentioned, you could just divide every number in 2.
Right.
So you have 70 levels, but it still takes the exact same amount of time to go 1 to 70 as it would 1 to 40. And it's just lower numbers to be less intimidating, which I think could definitely have benefits.
Definitely. And it may not be even the best, like, it may not even be the best thing, but it's just an interesting concept to me. Like, I think the thing that I've been thinking about is, you know, when I get into an MMO that I love, my immediate reaction is, how can I get more people into this game? Like, you know, I don't know, maybe that's just my thing. And as I've talked to some friends about Lotro, even, you know, IRL friends, some people that I've done some content stuff with before, like, they've been like, hey, it sounds great. And we're talking about it. And I'm like, it's got, you know, it's got Tolkien, it's Lord of the Rings, it's incredible, you know, all this stuff. How are the systems? Systems are fun. And then they're like, well, what's the level cap? And I'm like, 140. And they're like, oh, dude, I just don't have time. Like, they don't even understand how quickly it takes or how long it takes. But that's just kind of the immediate reaction. And so thanks for the sub, JM. But sorry, every time that my subscriber noise comes on, there's like this joke where I call my mother-in-law hot. And so if I ever laugh in the middle of what I'm saying, that's what's happening. I apologize.
All right.
No problem. But anyway, but yeah, so I wonder, for the new player, is the 140 is the number 140 a turnoff? And maybe if it is, they shouldn't play it. I don't know.
Yeah, so let's see. Sorry, I got totally distracted.
No, I did too.
I have a... It's always interesting when somebody that has a verified checkmark comes into my chat. Want to shout out Men of the West for being here.
No way!
He likes both our content, they say.
I love Men of the West. That's so cool that he's there, man. He is legit. Yeah. I will shout out just to, like, your chat and mine. Men of the West has got to be one of the nicest content creators. He's got 300,000-ish subscribers, I believe. And I put out a big it was a Rings of Power episode 1 video, and it went so big because I think I did it pretty quickly after the episode came out. Dude, and people were so rude. Like, I was like sitting there going, like, should I even make content anymore? Because I kind of got that hate brigade a little bit. And I messaged Men of the West, or he messaged me, and he was just like, or he put a comment on a video, so I messaged him on Twitter. I was like, dude, I don't, like, how do you deal with this stuff, man? Like, how do you deal with, like the amount, like, whether or not you like the show, like, being rude to someone on there, you know, calling people names and stuff. He was so kind. Like, he was like, dude, this is what I've done to deal with it. Like, this is how it's been for me. Like, he was just over the top kind. I mean, I'm such a small creator in comparison. So, yeah, dude, huge shout out to Men of the West, man. He's fantastic. I really like him a lot.
Wow, that's nice to hear.
Yeah, it's cool to have creators like that.
Yeah, for Rings of Power, I have not really gotten into that side of it because I'm waiting to watch it until at least most of the first season is out, so I don't have to wait like a week every episode.
That's smart, man.
So yeah.
I've been so spoiled by Netflix, man. Like, I hate having to wait a week, but like, I'm so into the show right now. I want to watch it, and it's like, for me, it's like a 6 or 7 out of 10 right now. For me, it's not a perfect show. It's not the worst show in the world, but yeah, I'm really interested to hear your take on it. As someone, especially, like, what I've heard from a lot of people is people that have not read the books, people that aren't like super diehard into the lore, typically like it a little bit better.
That's yeah, kind of what I have heard. I've tried to avoid hearing much about it, but sometimes can't help it.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's one of the biggest shows out there right now, right? Okay, so what do we want to do first? I've got all 5 quests here.
Yeah,
do we just want to?
Happy to do whatever.
Okay, let's go. Let's purple. Cave Dwelling Menace. Should we do Cave Dwelling Menace first, and then
Cave Claws?
Should we go over to the purple and just make a big old circle around this beautiful zone
Let's see.
that I love so much?
Your purple is my green, so that works.
I must be colorblind.
Well, I mean, our quest tracker probably just different setup.
It's so funny, man. It's so funny, man. I love it. Okay, so anyway, so with the upcoming updates, right? So we've got this Lotro remastered. Do you think that they're going to pull out any surprises? Because it's been so funny to me it's been funny to me watching how this game works, because it's so different from what I'm used to. Because I am coming from from a content creator side, but just like how games work. I've been coming from, World of Warcraft, the Final Fantasy 14s, these big old productions, and they've got like the big announcements and the keynotes and all that stuff. And Lotro is so funny because, like, we're all excited about this new thing, and it's just on a Q&A on Twitch that it's just like, oh, cool, like, let's just, like a Q&A on Twitch, it's like, oh yeah, it's releasing next week. And I'm like sitting here going, what? Like, I'm so excited. Do you think that, like, Lotro has it in them to do like big surprises in like the upcoming remasters? Like, could we see something crazy different? Like, if there would be a level squish, would they do that? Or do you think they would announce that like really heavily first?
I honestly don't know with them. And I would hope that they could do something like that, but there have been some somewhat random changes that come to the game that haven't had any announcement, and then usually they're more negative changes. And then, like, the whole player base reacts to that, and they're always mad that they don't give any heads up of these changes. But with other things, they seem to drop either teasers or talk about some ideas that they have, and then perhaps talk about it too early, like before we actually get those things, or they're even confirmed to be developing or working on them. So, honestly, don't know. It seems like
who knows?
At some point something would be mentioned, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they're seemingly pretty open with their communication, which I really like. And they seem to like. So I put out there on a video about the Q&As. So they had these big Q&As that were going out, and I put out there. I was like, I think something happened where Severlin, he's the executive producer, said, yeah, guys, this has been, we've been doing this Q&A thing we had before. We had these big developer letters, and we're going to probably do these every 4 months, is what he said. And I remember just on a video going like, please, like, do these monthly. These are so helpful. I think this is all we need here, by the way. We can go back this way, right?
I think so.
Okay. And so I was just like, I really want to see these more often done. Like, once a month would be so great. I don't know if they watched the video. I think it's probably pretty presumptuous of me to say that. But then they actually, went back and they started doing them like almost every other week. And it probably just was the good community feedback. But I think having come from Blizzard and having come from some of these bigger games, like, community feedback doesn't really matter as much, Like, it doesn't really matter quite as much to these other games just because they're such big ships to turn. But it seems like Lord of the Rings Online does shift pretty quickly based on feedback, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I think, I feel like a lot of players would honestly disagree with you.
You think so?
But that might be a little bit of an outdated thought because the past couple years, I would say, they have gotten significantly better about communication and just being
Oh, okay.
a little bit more open on streams, things like that.
Yeah.
There was a long period, I'm trying to remember exactly kind of when this time range was, but they didn't really do anything, didn't have any streams like with producer or the executive producer. Reninia, I don't know if he's the one that kind of kicked this off with them a little bit, but when he joined last year, there's a pretty big uptick, and now that he's left, it still seems to be going that they're doing like these streams and Q&As and communication.
Right.
I think
Well,
has
that's
been
such-
overall better.
Well, that's such news to me because, of course, I came back with the 15th anniversary. I've been surprised, but surprised at the amount of communication. But what I was like, the hole in my mind was why people were so devastated about Renania leaving, right? And so Renania, right, was him leaving, and I guess that makes sense. I mean, if you're the one that really brought the communication back to a game that you love, I mean, obviously that would really cause a lot of frustration, right?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with him. I really enjoyed him as a producer and in my little bit of communication with him, but
Yeah.
it was interesting because it sounded like communication wasn't supposed to be a part of his job. He was supposed to be just like internally working whatever producer does. I always
Really?
forget exact the role of them, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of interesting to hear that, even though it seemed like he was basically the main source of information for the players.
Absolutely. Dude, that's great though. I mean, I'm glad that he did that. Let's see. So chat says, "Hey Brighton Lure, what classes are you playing on?" Louis is playing a Guardian. I'm playing a Minstrel because I've never played one before, and I'm really excited. And that leads me to a question for you. So there's been a lot of chatter about the upcoming Minstrel changes. A lot of people are kind of frustrated with them. Maybe, I don't know if that's the right thing to say. Have you found yourself like saying, is it overblown, the frustration? Are you excited about the changes? Because I know that some of the talent trees are getting reworked, right? It's kind of like
Yeah.
I think the yellow tree is becoming a support tree for, I don't know if I have my trees yet, I don't think, but it's becoming a support tree essentially for the other trees, right?
Yeah, basically. So
Okay.
the way it is right now, you can spec into either red, blue, or yellow, like when you very first choose your line.
Right.
And then in the future, you will not be able to spec into yellow, but there will still be traits there that you can just pick, no matter if you're a blue or red minstrel. The
Right.
idea is it's something that supports your whatever build you're going with.
Yeah.
I forget exactly with the minstrel if the yellow lion theme is that it has a lot of stuff for the support role. But as far as feedback around it, yeah, I've seen a lot of people who played the yellow line minstrel be concerned with the changes.
Interesting.
I think there is some aspect of that might be a little bit overblown,
Okay.
but at the same time, it is sad, I think, to lose the yellow line minstrel, but it's also exciting. That's something I'd rather focus on, and maybe rather people focus on, is the possibilities with it and the excitement of how the minstrel could look after
Right.
the update, and perhaps, if there's a lot of feedback on the changes of things people don't like, how it could be iterated on and improved in the future to be better.
Absolutely. And so what did yellow do before? Again, I'm sorry for sounding dumb, but
Yeah, no.
what did they do?
They were basically a support. It was sort of like a hybrid between blue and red line where you could do damage and
okay.
heal at the same time, but you also had a lot more, I don't know, a lot more, but a bit more of a buffing theme, like more focus on your anthems, I think even ballads, if I remember correctly.
Oh, fascinating. That's so interesting. Yeah, I can see how if you loved that exact type of play style, that you could be a little bit frustrated, right?
Yeah, and
Which makes sense.
there were some game mechanic reasons I think that have kind of led to these changes. Is one thing people would do, especially in higher difficulty raids, this is of course where a lot of problems seem to stem from, is minstrels would spec into the yellow line and they'd do their anthem buffs, and then for the actual fight they'd go back to blue line to heal. So it's kind of like
Oh,
you just did that for your setup and then you'd really be playing blue line.
Fascinating. That's really, really fascinating. Okay, well, so Caledriel here in my chat actually said really, really interesting, something really interesting here. In my chat, if you have questions for Louis, he's a Lotro genius, so please ask. But Caledriel says, I think there was a surge with player communications with Sanding Stone after the Lord of the Rings MMO got canceled from Amazon.
Yeah.
I think that there was a lot of unknowns between devs and players, and so it seemed like, and I guess from the outside, not playing Lord of the Rings, I thought that with Rings of Power, the new Amazon MMORPG was going to take over and it was going to be massive, right? But then when that lost, it was almost like de facto King becomes Lord of the Rings Online. And so maybe there was kind of a, hey, it's time to step up, EG7, or Global Enad or Enad Global 7?
Enad Global.
Yeah, Enad Global 7. They probably are like, hey, it's time to, step up our game, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly am a little bit fuzzy on the timeline with this. So,
Because maybe
when
that's not
was the Lord of the Rings MMO canceled? The one being developed by Amazon.
I remember. Oh gosh, I mean, I could look it up real quick. When did? Let's see. This is our investigative journalism over here. When did Amazon's Lord of the Rings MMO get canceled? Summer 2021 says dog. Yeah, April 2021 is when it got canceled.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a coincidence, because that's also when Reninia, he joined a little bit earlier. I think technically it was like December, but I think he was working on the game starting in like December, but didn't really become publicly announced that he was working there. I don't really know how that works, but either way, he wasn't really a face. Let's see, didn't really face us until April-ish, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
I don't know if it's just coincident timing with that, or it could have been a mix of things that led to an increase in communication, but I think it was around that time. I remember leading up to the cancellation, and just when there was a lot of interest in the Lord of the Rings MMO, there seemed to be a lot of concern from the players about what would happen to Lotro. I think a lot of people were concerned that Lotro would just go away.
Oh yeah, totally.
But yeah, fortunately, that did not happen.
Thank God, dude. I'm loving the game. I really am. It's got such an interesting charm. Oh, and just, I think some people in my chat were confused. So Yiki said, I'm confused. Has there been a change of mentality regarding levels and stat squishes? No, there has not. I am purely speculating and just, I'm inserting my opinion into the conversation where I probably shouldn't.
No,
But go ahead.
So I was just going to say regarding that, while I don't think that is something that's going to be coming anytime soon, but I would like to see it.
Yeah.
Stat squish would be really nice as well, not just level squish.
Agree.
We're doing, I'm doing 80 damage right now. I'm level 4.
Yeah. I agree. It's so funny because I'm such an MMO nerd. I've been playing them for so long. I like to think about just how they work. One of the things that's really fascinating about MMOs is that you either at 15 years old, you either go the route of EverQuest or you go the route of World of Warcraft, and there really hasn't been a lot of middle ground from that. So you either have a crazy popular game, genre defining, or you have something that really becomes a cult following. You can kind of think maybe you can even think I guess old school RuneScape might be an exception to that rule because it's pretty big. But Lotro is occupying a unique space right now where they're a 15-year-old game, but they're experiencing a surge in popularity right now. And a lot more people are coming back and are interested in it. So it's fascinating to think what do you do from here? Because I almost feel like they're treading new ground in a way. Does that make sense? It seems like they're kind of they're having to pioneer a little bit. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm not too familiar with what is or was going on with EverQuest. But yeah, with Lotro being, I don't know. Sorry.
Well, I think so. No, you're okay. So what I think I'm saying is either you get a game that I guess on the bell curve, right, on the graph, your population goes, it's either, World of Warcraft, which starts high and kind of stays high throughout the expansions, or you get an older school MMO that are still really great, but essentially it just goes down and then stays low. Kind of has a little bit of bump here and there, but it becomes kind of a cult, a cult classic almost, or a cult following. And it seems like Lotro is becoming a little bit more mainstream again with its population growth,
Okay.
as opposed to keeping that. And so now, what do you do now that you were a game that had yeah, kind of a low period for a while, and then now with the 15th anniversary with Rings of Power, now you have this sudden influx of players. Like, how do you shift based on that? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think they should try to capitalize on the increased interest, not just increased interest, but larger player base that they have. There are a lot of things that people are concerned about. One of them, I just had a lag spike where my character was doing nothing for a few seconds.
Same.
A lot of people complain about the lag with the game, and I think it's an old MMO, and it does seem like people realize that and are kind of fine with that older combat style. But things like animations, the performance of the game, talked about that earlier.
Right.
I think there are a lot of things like that that could maybe be cleaned up a little bit, improved upon, that would really help the game go forward, and all the people that are joining, new players, even people that come in the future with whatever exciting things they have planned, and perhaps from Rings of Power, to get those people to stay longer term and drive even more interest to the game. I do think they should probably perhaps focus on improvements like that. If that makes sense.
Complete sense. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Those little improvements, because the game it's almost like the game is such a good game that if you can just improve those little things that aren't going well, it's going to be fantastic, don't you think?
Yeah, I think since you've played WoW, this is probably a familiar concept with you, but I feel like World of Warcraft has a lot of polish. If they could bring that type of thing into Lotro, where there are some perhaps clunkier or kind of weird feeling things, that could greatly improve the game going forward.
Yeah, I would agree with you. You know, and I would say to Lotro's credit, in my opinion, with World of Warcraft, like, so I don't know, it's an interesting thing too, playing World of Warcraft retail and classic at the same time right now for me. I'm having fun doing both and just kind of having a good time. But classic and Lord of the Rings Online both have such a character about them in a way. You know, like the story is so deep and rich. Even though the world is a little janky and not, you know, totally polished, sometimes it can feel like World of Warcraft has too much polish. So I think some of the comments that I get when I talk about this concept with people on my videos is they're like, don't go the route of WoW, because I think from what they think is like everything is so polished that you've lost community, right? Like,
Okay.
I mean, you can go through, you know, and I actually tried this. I went through the other day, I said, how many dungeons can I do in World of Warcraft without having to talk to anybody? And I know that sounds silly, but it's like, you know, how many do I have to do without actually interacting with anybody? And the reality was I think I got through 5 or 6 before someone said hello, you know?
Wow.
And I just think sometimes that's what happens when a game gets so polished that, you know, and so many easy systems come into play, you don't have to utilize the community. I don't know if you felt that before too, but that was just, I feel like Lotro has a good community.
Yeah, so I feel like might be talking about 2 different types of polish. I'm thinking
right.
more in general, like smoothness of the gameplay.
Yeah.
And cleanliness. I don't know why I would describe it that way, but
It's a good
more
thing to
of
say.
that type of thing. Like, it always feels awkward. For example, when my character jumps, there's a little bit of a hitching move on the camera. Not every
Right.
time I jump,
Yep.
but often the first couple times I jump, like when I log in. They're just odd things like that.
Yeah.
As far as systems go, that is, I think, one of the reasons I've stopped playing WoW so much is I haven't been as much of a fan of like the way their systems have gone.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that makes complete sense. I would agree with you. Speaking of systems, one thing that I've been really like interested in is, so I'm doing the legendary items.
Oh, boy.
You know, the LI system. What is your opinion of the LI system? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Like I know it's very controversial, but I've found myself kind of not liking it as much as I thought I would. But I don't know if that's just me not understanding it, needing a math degree, and not being very smart.
There are elements I like of it, but I think I almost think there's more bad than good about it.
Right.
Is the problem, because I think the fundamental idea of you having your legendary weapon
Yeah.
At the original time, if I remember correctly, it was like introduced for you to get past the Watcher to get into Moria.
Right. Yep.
And yeah, that general concept of it I like, but the way it actually works in game after that, I'm not the biggest fan of. There's I kind of like the idea of not having to replace your weapon, because up to that point, replacing your weapon's like a really big power swing, and it sort of levels that off.
Right.
I'm kind of like going back to WoW, especially classic WoW. I don't know how much of a big deal this is in current retail. That's what people call it, retail WoW.
Yeah.
I remember like getting new weapons was a really big power swing, and my character felt really dependent on like always keeping their weapon up to date. So not having that, I can feel like is a good thing. But at the same time, it's just an annoying system to keep up with.
Right. Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. The thing that I felt as I was playing with the LI system, again, I'm always trying to think of it from the perspective of, so if someone comes in as a brand new player, like how do they feel about the system? And I'm cool with either chat. If they're saying anything, feel free to, let me know. Cause I'm really new to the game. It feels like coming back after a long time, but one, it does feel a little pay to win. And I hate that phrase, but it's just because there is that like, hey, if you want to just upgrade this, you could grind out your traceries, or you could just spend mithril coins, easy, all the way to the top, And I know that that's probably not their intention. And I do. Oh, we can't do this instance while we're in a group. Okay, guys, we'll meet you back on the other side. But I think that part of me thinks like, does a new player get turned off as soon as they see that one, right? But do you think that has validity, or is it kind of like, I don't know. That's been my first one.
Okay, so I definitely see comments from players that like either don't participate in the LI system, as in they just don't play past level 50 or whatever. And then others have talked about quitting. I don't know how much of it, if it's like more of a vocal minority. You just hear the negative people, but
Sure.
I do see a lot of people disliking the LI system, but at the same time, I have a couple people in my chat talking about preferring the idea that you like have the LI system and you just upgrade it over replacing a weapon.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I know their original intention, because I did play back in Moria, that's where I stopped, was like, we want you to have a weapon that feels like, like Anduril or like Glamdring. Like, you want to have like those things that feel like Aragorn's sword. Like, he didn't go replace Glamdring as he grew, or he didn't go replace Anduril as he went through. So that makes complete sense, And even like, a couple of people here, like Semp says there's definitely more pressing issues than the LI system, which is true. Toomsy says, as a casual player, pay to win in Lotro is not a concern for me at all. Like, I don't mind if you want to, that makes complete sense as well. The bigger thing for me is like, I just think the complication of the system, it's a little bit bloated. It can be hard to understand and learn. And maybe I'm just trying to scrape for content here. I don't know. Sometimes it can feel a little bit complicated, but also I'm not the smartest guy in the box. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Going back to your previous comment about the LI system feeling legendary, I had a comment. I'm always bad at pronouncing names, but Ophanim said that it feels like what Brightlife said. You have a sword that has a legacy. So I think that component is definitely a good part of it. Now with the old LI system, you would replace your legendary items every few levels, and now you don't need to do that. Now you just need to upgrade. So there are definitely improvements. I don't know if you were here before they did the big revamp. I honestly forget. That was, I think, last year around this time. But yeah, I do think that's a good part of it. Now I have lost my train of thought a little bit.
No, it's okay. No, like so they revamped the system, because who was saying here, Galdwin was saying, I definitely prefer the new LI system to the old one. It was so confusing, but now it's a lot less confusing, is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, so if you can believe it, the new one is significantly better, I think, for new and leveling characters especially. There's a whole lot less maintenance with the new one, because you just, at its basic core, you just put items that happen to be called traceries into the weapon, and then you upgrade those traceries with other items. That does get a little bit convoluted at that point, but
I hear you, man.
I think
Hey, real quick, sorry, I just got a little Twitch housekeeping. Is the Green-Eyed Gamer, who's a great streamer, just raided with a party of 31. Green-Eyed, thank you so much for the raid. Great to have you guys here. And we just officially crossed over 100 viewers. That's my highest ever. So thank you, Louis. I think that's the Louis effect,
that's
man.
Crazy.
I appreciate it a ton.
Yeah, that's one of the things about YouTube. This is totally off track, so can save thoughts for this later maybe, but streaming on YouTube, I like it, but there are definitely features that Twitch has, such as rating, that are nice, and I think they're starting that with YouTube, but there are not many Lotro streamers on YouTube to raid.
I only know of you, and then there's a couple of them that like have reached out. They're just they have smaller audiences. YouTube is a hard place to be discovered on. That was one of my big things. You have to be, discoverability is just really not good on it. But I will say this: as soon as they figure that out, I think it's going to be to the moon for them. I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah,
like, because go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think that is a good point with YouTube. It seems like if you already have a bit of an established audience, then streaming on it is, at least in my experience, fine. I don't know if I just like tried to stream on Twitch one day, how the viewership would compare.
I think you crush it.
Perhaps if you're like just a brand new streamer, you don't have any other, say, established social media or whatever, and you just start on YouTube, it's probably going to be a little bit hard to get discovered, I would imagine.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, for me, so you know, these are like my nerdy things. I love talking about streaming and stuff. YouTube, like you said, is phenomenal if you already have that audience, right? You can crush it. And what's nice is everything's really integrated. You know, like silly things like ad monetization and memberships and exclusive videos, those are all there. But when you play like from scratch, I think Twitch is probably a better spot to be. Just from scratch. But once you have an audience, it's kind of really up to you. I even know some guys that I know that they love, it's so silly to me, they love streaming on Facebook. They like, that's their thing, man. Which I'm like, I don't understand that one at all. Like, that's just, I don't know. I guess different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, definitely not my thing. I don't even know what streaming on Facebook is like. I don't think I've ever watched a Facebook stream.
Come on. I love it. Okay, so Simp has a great question for you, actually, going back to the WoW systems versus all that stuff. So they introduced this delving system, and he said, since and I don't know if this is true, what Simp says is since Louis doesn't really like WoW systems, I don't know if he necessarily would agree with that, but like, maybe we don't like, and actually my chat was saying this before, which is really cool, the idea of there's a difference between polish and convenience, right? Like polish is great, it's the lack of lag, it's the better graphics, like all that stuff. But convenience, I think sometimes in an MMO can really kill it, kind of thing. But what Simp asked was, what do you think about the new delving system? It's essentially Mythic Plus from World of Warcraft, so do you like that system? Are you excited about it? Are you like, maybe that's going to add too much WoW for, and maybe not even your taste, but a lot of people don't like World of Warcraft in the Lotro community. You think it's going to add too much WoW for them? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So first question, is this the famous Simp from the reaction video? I think I heard that name.
I think it might be. Yeah, he's one of the regulars, man.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting. The idea of the Mythic Plus system in WoW is appealing to me, but I never was a fan of it, and I don't know why. I just didn't really get into that too much. Now, the idea of putting a system like that for Lotro, I think at first when they started introducing tiers, so with dungeons it used to be tier 1 and tier 2, and then you'd have tier 2 would have a challenge mode quest that was optional to do. But then they went and did tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. At first, that sounded like the Mythic system, I think, because you had all these different tiers, but it didn't really seem to work out like that, because if I remember correctly, in WoW, you have to get, like, these keys, and then based on the keys, that's, like, what tier you can run?
Yeah, essentially. Okay. So to clarify anybody, because I know there are a lot of people that don't ever play WoW, which is completely fine. To clarify, what you do in Mythic Plus is you go into a dungeon, and then you have what you call a Mythic Plus key, and it is essentially what Lotro is describing. You put it in a little pedestal, and it goes from +1 all the way up to plus like 40. And they just, so two things happen. One, the difficulty gets crazy upscaled as well as the loot. And then two, you get a timer. So essentially the only way you're able to upgrade your keystone, which is different from what Lotro is going to do, is you have to beat it within the time limit. And that's kind of how you play the Mythic Plus system. And so when you say you're pushing keys in World of Warcraft, I'm trying to beat it within the time limit so I can upgrade my stone, and then it works for all the dungeons. So all 8 with an expansion will work. So that's kind of how it works in WoW.
Okay. So yeah, as far as implementing something like that in Lotro with the delving system, it is at least going to start a little bit different since the mission system is solo/duo.
Right.
Technically, you can run it duo. I don't think if they've commented on how that will work with the delving system, because obviously running 2 people the exact same thing, a whole lot easier than trying it by yourself. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes, but I am definitely not opposed to the idea of it. I'm a little bit excited just because it gives an option for solo players to get better gear doing the mission system. That's actually one of the criticisms I had when the mission system was implemented. It seemed perfect to not necessarily give you like really good gear, but perhaps give you some starter gear or just some decent gear that's maybe comparable to quests. Now, what's interesting to me is at the highest tiers, it sounds like the gear will be comparable to raid gear, which is kind of crazy. So it adds an excitement, I think, trying to push higher tiers.
Yeah,
So
I would agree.
I also have one thing in game. I don't know if y'all see the same environment, but it's kind of like the environment we had from the intro. This does not really look like Ered, Luin, Kellendam. Like, especially if you look at the sky, it's all orange. So I am going to relog, and that should fix it. Because I had the same issue with my dwarf.
Oh, no.
So I don't know exactly
all
why
good.
it happens, but we're going to
all
investigate
good.
if this works.
Okay, so let's see. So Die for Teen says the delving system won't become a Mythic Plus system for a long time. I think they're not close to getting the delving system working for instances and get the appropriate loot for it. As for Mythic Plus, it works really well in WoW. The only thing I dislike is the timer, which makes people pretty toxic, and that is true. And that's why I've been really excited that with the mission system they don't have a timer. The timer in my boy Lancer has got an outfit. Let me tell you, the thing that's very interesting is like the timer does make it a little toxic, because in order to like push your keys, you got to go fast and hard, and it makes it hard for tanks because you got to know the right routes and all that stuff. So that is a little bit frustrating, I guess, you know?
Yeah, I've heard stories about issues with people and timers. I don't know exactly what, but
it's a lot. There's a lot of them. Dude, all these, I love seeing all the people here that I know. This is great. Okay, so here's the question. What difficulty shall we play at? I feel like we've got a full squad here, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm seeing Deadly +6 down here. We've got a crew of like, I got a healer, we got a rune keeper. Deadly +6 seems like it's got to be the thing, right?
So there are a couple things with that. I honestly am not the biggest fan of turning it all the way up at the lower levels, because your characters don't really have as many tools to deal with the stuff they throw at you until higher level. But that said, we do have a lot of people, so I'm fine just trying at the highest.
Why don't we try it? We'll try to do the Veilfly quest, because I tried to do the Veilfly quest before by myself on Deadly 6, and it was rough. Okay, yeah. It was a little bit brutal. But let's go see if we can find the Veilfly quest. We'll just try it. I don't know what's gonna happen. And we'll just have to see what goes on. We did have someone ask this question. We had Astrazom ask this question, which is great. Question: what is the best class, and why is it the Rune Keeper? Would you agree? What is actually, no, this is a great question for you. What's your favorite class, Louis? If you had to just choose one.
Man, that should be an easy question.
Will you lend me your ear?
I hope everybody actually knows.
Does it start with a W and end with an Orden?
W? Orden. I believe so.
Yeah, good, because that is the best class, 100%. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the mission system, right? So when I go to, if I go to the group finder, there's a number of different things, right? And so the delvings, it's not these skirmishes. But the missions, is this like the defense of Helm's Deep and stuff like that? Like, is that what the missions would refer to? No, that's epic instances. So what do the missions refer to for those of us in the chat that don't know?
Yeah, the missions, they were added in the War of Three Peaks mini expansion, and it's basically quest-like content wrapped up in an instance. So it's a solo instance or a duo, but you accept the mission, and then you do the little travel now button. It'll take you to some instance area. It's a personal instance, so it's not like public where other people can be there, because there are public instances like that in Lotro, just to add confusion.
Got it.
But yeah, and usually the objective in them is about the length of a typical quest or a couple quests. It depends on exactly which mission or type of mission you're doing, which faction you're doing. There's a little bit of variance there.
Got it. Lancer, you're too strong for us, man. Lancer's too strong. Hang on, we got to try this with our level 5s. I want to see if we can kill a Veilfly. This is really hard to do.
That one shot.
He's level 13 and we're level 5. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Okay, Ark is going for it first, which means Ark is going to die first. Watch this. Watch how fast he goes down. Oh no, we're going to heal. We're going to heal Louis. Come on,
no.
Come
See,
on,
I have a debuff. I can't do
Louis,
anything.
No! It's you guys. You can't. I'm telling you, Deadly Six is insane. Wait, how do I? Wait. I gotta
Do you
heal.
have a
I gotta do
res?
my minstrel thing. Frick. Do I have a what's it called yet? Do I have a res? I don't have a res.
I doubt it. I don't know. I'll use my
just
one free revive.
That's the only one we're gonna need. That's the only one we're gonna need. Okay.
Ooh, boy.
Okay. Let's do this correctly. Okay. Everybody, we're gonna do this correctly. First of all, Lancer, don't you dare touch him, because this is a real Balrog fight right now. We're gonna have Louis jump in as the tank. He's gonna go after the Veilfly.
No.
Let's give him. Can we give him a mark? Yeah, let's give him a deadly marker. Okay, he's got a skull on him. I will heal him. I'm gonna turn on my healing stance. Everybody else, DPS the crap out of it, dude. Okay, ready? Here we go. Get after it, man.
Also
I believe
scary.
in you.
But yeah,
got
that's
this.
one of the things they actually talked about. I forget which Q&A, if it was Orion. Oh, I have the debuff. Is the debuffs. They do so much damage, and you don't have anything to remove it.
Yeah.
But
Oh wait. Oh dude,
we
you're getting
killed one.
debuffed so hard. Oh god. You're dying after
we
the
killed
fight.
it. We did it. I just can't get another one of those.
We did it. Great job, guys. Oh shoot, Sandir's taking over. Oh crap.
Oh, gotta get out of that.
+6 is insane. We did it though. I'm proud of you guys. Okay, so we go up to. This is gonna be fine. We just have to heal right. Anyway, what were you gonna say? Sorry about that.
Did we already complete that quest?
We did. We were that quick.
Okay.
We're really good at this game.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies, and you just have to run away from the red squares. That's the Eye of Sauron,
Yep.
apparently, and he just looks at you, which is unfortunate. All right, follow Louis, everybody. He's on the game. But yeah, so anyway, so the missions, I do remember the missions now. So I've done some of those, and it's like the solo instances. So are they going to add the delving system for group content, or is it going to be solo to start?
So it's going to start solo, just the missions, and then they talked about, Severlin talked about, he's the executive producer for anybody that doesn't know, talked about adding it to skirmishes. He seemed to be really excited about that, but what's kind of, I thought, funny was I think he's the main person at least working on it, I don't know, only person, Orion, who has been great about communication, I will just say. It has been wonderful to see since he has come back. I think he worked on the game, I don't know exactly when, but perhaps somewhere around Rise of Isengard and earlier.
Oh,
He worked on the game and then very recently came back, like the past few months, and he's been great with communicating, so have to appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But he talked about first, actually, instead of skirmishes, doing 3-man instances, and particularly school and library at the Myrdyne would be the first 2 that they would try it on.
Oh, I love that. And do you want to see that happen pretty quickly?
I mean, I'd be excited for it.
Holy crap, Luin, you're almost dead.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I guess I was distracted by my health.
Your healer is garbage. I don't know who he is.
And better hope I don't
It's
find
me.
out.
It's me. My bad, Doc. I gotta learn my anthems here. Anyway, so yeah, so do you want to see that like pretty quickly, or are you okay with, you know, hey, take your time, get missions right first kind of thing? Like, where are you at with the whole thing?
So yeah, I'd be excited to have it early, but I'm always a fan of do it right rather than rush it and have a very bad system. I feel like that has happened in the past with Lotro, where kind of like with the mission system itself, when they introduced that, it felt rushed to me, and then they made a bunch of changes over the next few months even, and still making some ongoing changes that have made it a lot better, but it took a lot of time to flesh it out to where it's now, I think, in a better state.
I'm trying not to run into mobs. This is where life gets hard. I love that, man. And so, yeah, because for me, like when I heard about the delving system, and I would love to get your thoughts on this.
So that is... Oh, it looks like OBS just had an issue for me.
Oh, dear.
Okay, I think I'm back. I might have disconnected temporarily.
Don't do it,
It's probably my internet just being bad.
We gotta get you on that Google Fiber, man.
I would like that. The only option at my apartment is Spectrum, so kind of limited.
Oh, dude. We always say that I get Comcasted. So when I first started doing this, there was like, you know, you start streaming, and it's like the thing that I don't tell you about it when you start streaming. Holy cow, Arcalite died so fast. Jeez,
scary.
Is like it is so like all these little things. Like I would get disconnected every like 2 hours on the dot. Turned out it was something in my router that was like protecting me from like a DDoS attack, essentially. It's like it's so confusing, man. So don't try to DDoS me, because I now have no protection apparently, you know.
Oh. Yeah, I've just had a lot of internet issues since I've moved here, so it's been not too fun. And of course, not only faster speeds are good, but I think the most important thing is consistent, like stable connection, and that's been my
100%.
bigger issue.
Yeah. So anyway, so do you see them adding this like delving system to? Holy junk! I have a lot of iron collars.
Oh yeah, that's
do,
what.
Do you see them? I forgot the loot. I have a really hard time with my bags. I just don't do it well. It's a me thing. But do you think that they're going to add these to 6-man dungeons eventually? Like, do you think that would be the goal?
So there are a couple concerns there, because right now they have the tier system where you can just tier up the difficulty and you get better rewards. So you can go up to, there's up to tier 5 for all the new instances they've worked on for the past couple of years at least. So I honestly don't think it would be good to have 2 difficulty systems. Like if they had both the different tiers and the delving system on top of that, that would just be way too messy to me. So that would be my biggest concern with that. That said, if they switched instances, 6-man's dungeons, to only be like 1 tier of difficulty or whatever, but then had the delving system within it, I think that would be fine, depending how it's actually like looks in game.
Right, absolutely.
So when they talked about doing it with the 2 3-man dungeons, school and library at the Ered, those 2 only have tier 1, so you can't tier up the difficulty, so it will only have, when they do that, we'll only have 1 system to worry about.
Oh, that makes sense. So then you could essentially try it out with that one, which makes sense. I wonder if they're worried about being seen too much like World of Warcraft, do you think? I mean, maybe not. I mean, I don't know if that's really a worry for them.
I don't know. I don't think that would be close enough to where they'd really be worried about it, but what do I know?
Dude, this Deadly 6 is no joke. Ark asks, am I going healer minstrel? Right now I am. I'm trying so hard. It's so difficult.
The problem is we can use all the heals we can get, but we could also use all the damage we can get.
This is going to become a problem when we hit one of those like go kill the boss quests kind of thing, you know? It's going to be bad. But we're going to have some fun with it though. I love it, man. So okay, so we do have, but like, okay, so speculation. Oh shoot, I stood in the bad. Oh, that was bad news. Chat, you guys are killing me. I'm reading chat. I'm trying to find questions for Louis. It's bad. But so, so do you think? So before the shadow, are you excited about it? What are some highs and lows for you with the Return to the Shadow update coming out? Because I know that they're not adding some end game stuff, which would have been really nice. But they're focusing on the newest stuff right now.
Yeah, so I do think there's some good in that with them focusing on the new player experience. I don't know necessarily new player experience. That adds a whole new complication, but low level stuff, I don't think it's bad that they're having a little bit of focus on that.
Right.
It is true though, with the mission system, the delving system specifically is going to be 4 level cap characters. It sounded like if you're level 139 or below, you will not be able to participate in it.
Which is fascinating.
So if I'm understanding that correctly, yeah, you won't be able to even participate in it, because one of the things is maybe you could have the delving system for lower levels, but maybe just no gear. So I would like confirmation if that's how it works. I don't know if anybody remembers exactly, but that's the way at least I remember it. I got my little helmet
how do I
here.
get my mount? Hold on.
Oh yeah, I have to. I haven't even got to my.
There is a mount system. Which one gives it to me? Because I have so many.
I don't know about what you have, but one of the best Lotro store purchases that I have ever made is the account-wide Journeyman writing.
Okay.
So every character I make has that.
That's some dollars, my guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just gotta wait for it. Just gotta wait for it, man.
Sometimes it goes on sale.
Okay.
But
I think I do have a wrapped horse whistle. Don't worry. We'll use
we'll
use the average rental mount. It's gonna be a great time. Look at him. He's beautiful. Yeah, account ride journeyman rider. Okay, next time. Bright, do we have any room left? We do. I'll have to dismiss our level 13 though. Sorry. We're gonna go through this level 6 status. Okay, so down to Kellendam, and then so the other problem with Treebeard is that if you do Deadly 6, you level so much slower. That's right?
It's not that
true.
you necessarily get less XP, but it's just going to take you longer to kill things and get through quests. Also, it looks like I forgot to do one of the quests.
Oh, you forgot to do one of the quests? Which one did we not do?
Avorthal's pack. For all I know, everybody else got that done, but I
did not do it. Let's go do it.
All right.
Let's go back and do it.
We need that for the prologue.
Oh, we need that with the prologue. Oh,
Yep.
guys. We're dumb. My bad.
Also, see, there's a
floating name's not working.
Oh, this is scary without the group here.
Don't you die on me, dude.
But yeah, so with the XP gain, somebody on chat, Andre, reminded me of it. So with the XP gain on the server, Treebeard, we only get 40% of normal XP. So this is no matter what difficulty you're on, it's a server-wide thing.
Server-wide thing. Ark, you're getting chased by 2 deadly wolves. He's going to be okay. He's going to be all right, man. Okay, so yeah, where's the pack? We can't get... hold on, one question. If we convert it to a raid group, we can't progress the quest. Is that correct?
Correct. That used to be a thing you could do, but not anymore. I think the recent Q&A, they commented on that one of the reasons was big landscape raids would cause lag.
Oh, interesting. I would think it would just be very simply like, hey, it kind of is a game ruiner, right?
Yeah, that's what I would have expected. Oh no.
It's okay. It's okay. I can revive for free, guys. I can pay to win. Archon.
Oh man.
Okay. Let's go.
So there's the elf satchel. I don't know if we can only get this one at a time though.
I think I got it. I'm good.
Okay, I got one.
Everybody get the elf satchel. Get out of the fire! You can't be AFK in this game mode. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so So anyway, so before the Shadow, so you think that the end game stuff is going to be taken care of with the delving system, right? Like you got your end game stuff, and I do know because I want to talk about they did you know Severlin knew what he was doing when he made that like saltwater comment, about the future of Lotro. But so the new player system, this is really fascinating to me. I've been really interested in who it's for, right? Because as I've thought about it, one of the things that they're going to do is they're going to charge for the new expansion, right? But essentially the new 1 to 30 zone is not going to necessarily be what they're recommending people to do, which was very fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So they're going to recommend that if you're a new player, you should play through the Archet Shire, Ered Luin if you hate yourself experience. And that's super fascinating to me. So I guess that, oh my gosh, I died again.
Oh, no.
Dang. It's okay. It's fine.
I don't even know where you were, to be honest, which is bad as a tank.
It's okay, man. It's okay. We're it's all group content at this point. But like, so because initially my nervousness was they're gonna have this experience. They're gonna have this experience where it's for new players, but the new players are gonna have to buy it. But what they've essentially done is said, no, it's not necessarily a new player experience. It's just a low level experience, right? It's an experience for that. It's an alternative starting experience. Do you think? Because I guess my big wondering was, should you recommend a new player to play this, newer 2022 edition of the experience? And Burning Ember says, I mainly wonder if it's going to include some story quests, which I think it is. The Boromir quest is going to be really interesting. But I wonder if you're not going to be able to complete the epic story throughout. I just really don't know. Like, what do you think the experience is going to be like for a new player? Like, should they just go through the Shire?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question. I also do want to bring up one of my longtime channel members, Ivan Stainer. He is suggesting that I should ask you some questions. So just to clarify for anybody watching in my stream and Brightlife's, this is more of Brightlife asking me questions, which I'm very happy to answer. But in the future, might have some things where I can maybe ask Brightlife more questions, because I really think there are interesting things that I could ask. But yeah, no,
I just asked so many questions.
I am happy to. It's almost easier for me, instead of thinking of questions to ask, easier to answer. I feel like you have the more difficult job today, to be honest.
Oh, no, dude. I mean, it's a conversation. If you want to ask questions, feel free. You're so kind. And Rami, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, my guy. Wow. Dude, the support is killer right now. Thank you guys so much. Does everybody have what they need, by the way? Are we good to go? Or does Van need the... Van might need the satchel. But yeah, so interestingly, let's see, hold on. Mr. Drip says, just by the sound of it, I'm definitely going to buy it the moment it comes out. Absolutely. I think so too. But do you think that it's like for the new player? Like if I've got someone that goes, Bright, because they call me that in real life too. Brightlife, should I, play this game? Which one should I go through? My wondering is, should I tell them that you should be going through the Shire quest first, or should I be telling them, no, go through the new experience? I'm just wondering what is the dev's intention there?
Oh, from the developer's viewpoint, it sounds like they're intending, which I think is really interesting, before the Shadow, the new level 1 to 32 zones to be not for new players, but perhaps be an alternative for, let's see, ongoing players, veterans, people that already play the game, which I think is kind of interesting, but in a way makes sense. My personal recommendation, though, would be kind of similar. I would not recommend somebody who's just starting the game to spend money on a mini expansion for level 1 to 32 content. I would rather they test out the free content in the game, and then if they ultimately decide they want that for whatever systems it has, or whatever content it has, the story it has, anything, then they can maybe have a better gauge of their interest in the game, and if they enjoy it, to decide if they want to ultimately purchase that.
Absolutely. So I'm going to make a statement, and you tell me if you agree or not. My thought was that the Before the Shadow expansion is geared almost primarily towards the returning player. Obviously, with the biggest audience that's going to be coming from Rings of Power is the returning players. I've had a couple people say, hey, I'm brand new from Rings of Power. I like the show. I want to, try out the Lord of the Rings thing, which I think is great. But I think for the most part, we're probably going to get a lot of returning players. So my thought was that was going to be that was going to actually be the target audience, as it were. And so then, get them to come back, because the reason it would be the target audience is because, if you've come back and you've just leveled 1 to 30 so many times, and then, you had to build a new account, you just don't want to do it again, that this would be the best experience for you. Do you think that would be the audience, or maybe not really?
I feel like it's, seems like it'd be kind of tough to target specifically returning players.
Yeah.
I just, from my perspective at least, I don't know that you could really depend on a lot of people returning and then also wanting to buy that for an alternative, like, starting experience, but it's definitely possible.
Right. It is possible. I feel like that's strategically, though, like what you would probably want to do, right? Like, whether or not it's possible, wouldn't you want to get the new players to come back or get players to return to Lotro that haven't played in a while, Rings of Power hype, Lord of the Rings, hey, I should try that game out. I feel like that would be your easiest sell, but maybe I'm totally wrong.
I think it's just something I haven't thought too much about. Specifically, like, focusing on returning players from interest in Rings of Power, or even just hearing about them in the expansion, although that's a little bit less likely. But
yeah. Let's see. Burning Embers says this, which I think is fascinating. Perhaps before the Shadow is also meant to be a more intense and recognizable story for a new player who mainly comes from the movies. The regular story can get a bit slow, maybe especially around the Lone Lands. That's a fascinating thing, right? Like, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Like, maybe that the movies are really fast-paced. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power is supposed to be fast-paced. The leveling is slow for a new player, so maybe that's what they're trying to sell. I don't know. What do you think about that one? I haven't actually thought about that before.
I'm kind of curious. It'll all depend how it actually is in game.
Right.
Like, I'm guessing it won't be this way if they follow, like, their more modern approach with recent updates and expansion. Will probably be fairly streamlined and relatively fast-paced, but yeah, a lot of I think this is almost a bigger issue for me personally, like, starting in the level 30s, 40s, and around 50 is when the book quest got, like, really all over the place and kind of scattered and felt slow-paced.
Yeah.
So, in my personal experience, the issue, if I had issues with the book quest, it wasn't necessarily in the 1 to 32 range.
Yeah.
But that said,
that's fascinating.
I still think, there could definitely be, let's see, I'm trying to even remember this. My cat always distracts me during streams.
Dude, I love it, man. I love your cat so much. We were doing the reaction, and I just love like, cats have this way of going like, oh no, you will pay attention to me. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, I've got Ivan Stainer from Louis. So if you hear that name, that would be me. And then, question for Louis. Toomsy asks, what are the color of your socks right now? Are you wearing socks right now?
Mine are black, and yes, because the floor is gross.
I'm going barefoot. I have another question for you from my chat.
I would love to go barefoot. Sorry, just to interrupt, but I would love to, but the floor is just too dirty.
Ugh.
Are
you a clean, not in a mean way, are you a clean freak? Like, do you like keeping things very, very clean?
People would probably consider me that, yes.
That's all good. I'm with you. My wife is very, very, like, it's particular, which is good. It gives me something to strive for. The other question from my chat that's very, very important is what tier level are you giving? What tier level are you giving Ered Luin as a zone? S to F. Which one are you going?
I made a video.
This is going to determine our friendship, by the way. I just want you to know. Like, this is a big deal for me.
I made a video, I forget exactly when, probably sometime last year, maybe 2 years ago, I don't know. But anyway, I made a video going through a tier list. This took forever to do, but of every single zone in the game. So I forget what I rated it then, to be honest.
Or do you want to make it up right now?
No, I'll make it F right now because my
Make it F
opinion
right now.
always changes.
Amen, dude.
It's probably somewhere in the middle. It's definitely not top. I don't think it would be A or S tier, but it's not a, let's see, F tier, D tier. It's not
Okay.
that bad. It,
Okay.
I think it'd be a low B,
Low beats here.
but if we're talking about the elf side of Ered Luin, the dwarf side I'm not a fan of, to be honest. The quests there just aren't, when I went through them on my brawler, they're just not as fun.
Right. Yeah, no, So everybody is saying elf route. Some people are saying elf route S, dwarfs route F. Some are saying elf route F, dwarf route S.
Ooh.
It's the worst zone in the game, man. I'm sorry. Like, and I agree with you on everything else you say, but I just, man, this zone. I mean, just
So,
look at it, man.
What
Just-
part of it do you dislike?
It just is. It just is. Like, it's not.
Is it just
It's
everything?
not a. It's not. It just is. Like, you don't even really have to. Worse than Angmar? Oh, Angmar's Wheel of Time says it's worse than Angmar. Angmar is the best zone in the game. That is the S tier zone in my opinion,
Angmar
because
is
it
good.
tells its story correctly. Okay, it tells its story correctly. I don't love Angmar is double F.
A lot of people hate Angmar, but I
hate
think
Angmar. I don't get
so. It's sorry, I was just sitting in Kellendon while we were talking, doing nothing, so
That's
I'm
all good.
finally catching up.
My
Looks like there's a
my
whole
friends are
army.
dancing near me over here, so we're having a dance party. We're doing fine. Are you on prologue, the wrath of the elves?
Yes,
Okay, let's go do it.
I don't know if I've ever actually paid attention to the name of that quest. It sounds a lot
haven't
more
either.
vicious than I would have imagined.
Okay, so what are your top 3 favorite zones?
Top 3 favorite zones. So
Yes.
one that always comes to mind is Eregion.
Yeah,
It's just a fun zone.
yeah.
I don't know if there is another way for me to really describe it. It's just always a joy to be in and always have fun questing there, basically, no matter what.
Yeah, it is a beautiful zone.
And
Okay, so that's number 1.
yeah, and so there are a lot of zones that I like to play through, or I really like the zone, but I don't necessarily want to play every character through them. That's one of the things about Eregion. I am perfectly fine to level every single character through it.
That's a
So-
great system of judgment. Like, would I want to
Other
play with every
ones.
character?
Yeah, other ones, Forakel's always at the top of my list, but that's an example of one I don't necessarily always want to go through because it's a little bit of a slower paced zone, scattered quests, but I love the environment and I have a lot of fun with the quests, but because of its slower
Yeah.
paced and how remote it is, I just don't
Can I
always want
guess
to be
your
there.
third? Can I guess your third?
I actually have to think about it a little bit.
Think about
but
it for a minute. But
I have
feel like
one
I
that
got you.
comes to mind, and then I'm just like trying to think if I'm forgetting any zone. There's so many.
I feel like a staple on the god tier zone lists is Everswim. I think that if you I think that Evendim is always up there with people, and so I'd be interested to see like where that one falls for you.
So for me, Evendim is a fun zone. It's a great zone. But there's nothing about it that quite pushes it to the top for me.
Ooh, really?
It just doesn't make it to the top. It's kind of hard to explain because there are a lot of
Oh.
I like the zone, but yeah.
That is totally fair. Yeah, they say the boats are a good addition. My chat says I have I think that you should get hazed into Lotro, and you should only ever be able to, in your first playthrough, you should have to use the swimming. You should not be allowed, just because we weren't allowed to in the past, you know.
Yeah, I'm a little bit mixed on that because there is some element. I've talked about this before with other things, but there's some element of kind of exploration or adventure lost by having boats, and it's similar when with stable masters. So it's convenient to have stable masters all over the place and just instantly travel to whatever camp, but you lose to me, a little bit of a sense of adventure with that.
I would agree with you, man. Yeah, I felt like, okay, I remember back in when I was a wee lad, 15 years ago, whatever, I remember the idea of I just remember thinking this takes so long to do, but like to swim all the way across the lake really actually felt like an accomplishment, you know? And everybody talked about it in my kinship. I was in the kinship Sons of Gondor before because we were so cool. And I've always wanted to find someone from that old kinship, like streaming. That would be like the dream for me. But yeah, I remember the sense of accomplishment. And they're like, "Oh, you're in Everswim. Have you swum across the lake yet?" And like I felt very connected with the game at that point. You know? I don't know.
Yeah, I forget. I honestly forget when I started playing if they had boats or not. For some reason, I remember having to swim, but I don't remember doing it much.
One of my viewers, I think he sent you some armor in the mail for level 7, by the way.
Oh, wow.
We got the good squad over here, man.
I guess we all are subscribers VIP because we're on this server. Oh my gosh, fortunately we have email. Here I am reading my email instead of helping fight goblins.
Oh, dude, please read your email. Read your email. I guess it technically is email because it's happening electronically, right? Yep. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what. Oh no. Everybody in my kin calls it email, so it's just kind of become a thing.
It's good though. It's true. It's actually true, man.
You sent this gear, or are you fine? That's their character name.
Yeah. Shout out to Naru, who is just like helping us live through this. You guys don't pull so many. Your healer is freaking out, dude.
And your
healer is freaking out.
Doing nothing but trying to
equip their new gear. You're doing. You're equipping new gear. Equip the new gear. We've only got 2 down. It's okay. We've still got ways to go. The only problem is we don't have reses yet. Did we get those at level 10, I think?
Honestly, forget.
Oh my gosh, the bleeds are horrific. I'm having to heal myself through the bleeds right now. It's bad. I don't think I'm going to live.
It's
I actually think I might die right now.
You.
I think I honestly might die. I think I'm going to be okay. Oh my gosh, man.
Oh, that was quite the wound.
Golly, that was brutal. Okay, dude. So, and by the way, do feel free to ask any questions that you want to as well. I don't mean to overwhelm with questions.
That's fine.
But so my other question is, so we got this new expansion. At which point Severlin said, you know, for those of you that like the smell of salt water, you'll be very pleasantly surprised, is what they said. So I'm interested in what you think. I think I saw your video, but I'm sure that some of my people should have seen your video, but have not yet, and they will after this for sure. But where do you think we're going, and what would be some of your choices?
So, I think saltwater obviously implies ocean.
Yeah, I would agree.
See, if I were making that comment, I would probably not be referring to sea, because some people have thought like Sea of Rune or Sea of Nirn. I always forget, is it Nirn or Nirnin? Nirnin is the sea, Nirn is the land, okay. But some people have thought that, but just for me personally, if I were to make a comment like saltwater, I would refer to the ocean and not the sea.
Fascinating.
So that makes me think that there's Belagir, which says the Great Sea. Not a good help for my ocean point, but I consider that more of an ocean. Oh yeah, I should probably pay attention to the game. I'm just looking at the map over here.
Treebeard is difficult for streamers, okay? Because you got to talk to your chat, you got to answer the questions. Then you're standing in the Eye of Sauron, man.
If you give me any chance to look at the map, I will just have the map up in the game and not focus on whatever's going on with my character.
Agreed. Okay, so we have to go kill. Who do we have to kill now? Did we get our guy?
Did we get Paintbrush?
Nice. Oh, we got the boss guy.
Wow. I don't think I was here for that.
This is you were equipping new armor, dude. It's courtesy of Naru find. Okay.
I like this.
You guys are doing so good. I'm so proud of you. I need one more grapevine here. But anyway, so you think that we're going not to the Harad or the Rune area. You think we're going somewhere different.
My most likely vote would be Harad.
Yeah.
I think particularly Severlin commented on ships being involved. So that also leads me to believe not like Sea of Rune or Sea of Nirn. And somebody's trying to trade with me.
I'm good. That's okay. It's just Treebeard server, baby.
Thanks.
So for viewers who don't know,
somebody in our group. Oh, it's a level 36. Wow.
Ow! Mom. Okay. I think we're good.
There we go.
I think I'm gonna teleport back to where the quest is
Was
anyway.
there
So
was there something going on here? I was getting me some new jewelry.
you were blinging yourself out right now, is what you're saying? So you think it's Ered, which I think is sweet.
That would probably be my top vote.
Yeah,
Like if I had to
I think so
absolutely
too.
pick one area.
I think so too.
I think in particular, it would be interesting with the emphasis on ships. I think it would be interesting if they did something where you sail to Umbar.
Yep. Or submarined
I'm about to
to
get
Numenor.
heated.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I had somebody comment on my video so confused about me saying submarine to Numenor.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm confusing your people. For those of you that don't know, in Louis' video, he said that kills Bright's assumption that we're going to take a submarine to Numenor, because when I reacted to Louis' video of reacting to me, it's been a big multiverse thing. What I said was, listen, maybe in the next expansion, we just throw it all to the wind and we just all go to Numenor. I think that would be fun. Let's use submarines, like Lost City of Atlantis kind of thing. And so, yeah, that's what he was referring to. Because Severland, I think he actually specifically said, he's like, there will be like no like new systems. Like when someone asked about naval combat, I was like, fine.
Yeah, and he did say like interactions with ships. We could see that, but
I think it could work. It could work, man.
yeah.
Let's see. Ivan has some questions for us from chat, and he says it's for me, and I'm going to say it's for both of us. What's our main class? Both of us are wardens, I believe.
Yep.
What are your thoughts of fishing in the game? I didn't know it was a thing until I lost a bet. There was a great video by Sunny Potatoes, who I think is coming back to streaming on Thursday, Lotro, on Twitch, which is exciting. But she made a noob guide, and so we did this noob quiz, Louis. And, you know, I had to see how many of them I knew and how many I didn't. And so I lost a bet and actually had to level through Ered Luin because I didn't know what fishing was. I didn't know that, or I knew what fishing was. I didn't know it was a thing in the game. I had no clue, which is very sad.
That's kind of interesting because I don't think the game is great about telling you that hobbies exist.
Right.
And that there's only one hobby. Fishing probably doesn't help.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that it was a crafting thing because I've seen people fishing.
Oh.
I knew the Green Eyed Gamer on Twitch over here, she was doing a big fishing achievement, but I didn't realize that I didn't realize that it didn't have a crafting component to it. It was just a hobby, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
Great question. Do you like raiding? This is what Ivan's asking. Do you like raiding
For me,
in the game?
I enjoy raiding, but I'm a little bit less into the whole end game loop than I used to be. It's something that just got more annoying than fun, ultimately.
Right. Makes complete sense.
I think I chose
Yeah,
the wrong area.
I enjoy it. I did do the HH. Is it Hallowed Halls? Is that what it is?
Hidden
Hallowed
Horde?
Halls? Yeah, I think so.
Hidden
The
Horde of Aben...
Hidden Horde. There you go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have not
so
actually run that raid.
Right. So I did that one. I did enjoy it. I did find, so I really like long raids. I really like for them to be 6 bosses long. I like the, Rift raid was one of my favorite raids of all time kind of thing. I didn't necessarily love the fact that HH only had like 3 bosses, I think. I don't know. I like really put me on a Friday night in front of a computer with a bunch of people and let's go for just hours. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I have a few thoughts with the rating. One of the things is it's gotten lately a little bit harder to commit the time to something like that. But one of the things that really annoys me with raiding and sometimes even dungeons is when trash fights take like the majority of the time.
True.
I would rather spend like probably 95% of the time on boss fights, even if it's like wiping and attempting again. There's a fun element to that, believe it or not. But yeah, that's something that has annoyed me in the past with Lotro raids and some of the longer ones.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm probably different from you on that one. Like, I understand like the trash mobs can be kind of frustrating, especially because they feel really pointless, especially as you gear. I do like, so it's kind of like, it goes in line with like why I'd like right now, like classic World of Warcraft and Lotro probably more than I like retail. And the big reason is that I think that like the lack of convenience, the longer journey sometimes makes me feel like it's more significant when I get to the end boss. And so I think it's probably just personal preference, but I think that I do like when the Rift back in the day when we used to run it, it was like a 4-hour raid. I kind of liked that just because it felt like an accomplishment. But I can also like Final Fantasy, you go straight to the bosses, and that's fun too. So I guess it's maybe just different strokes for different folks, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, and something I agree with longer raids is it feels like it's a bigger sense of accomplishment when you get not just to the end, but actually complete it as a whole.
Yeah, I would agree. Mr. Drip is asking, maybe in 2030 we can just raid against Morgoth. You know what I mean? Level 210 cap, make it happen. I like that. You know, just go all the way in. Okay, so we're pretty out leveled right now. What do you think we should do? Like the prologue, the emissary is like 11, and I'm level 7 right now. What do you think we should we go around and quest, do some other things? What's your call?
Where are you all? I'm still in Kellendam over here.
That's okay. Make your way back, man. we're gonna be fine. I'm just wondering, should we grab more quests and try to grind up, or should we just go for it? You know,
I honestly usually just do all the side quests anyway.
Yeah.
So, yep, I'm perfectly fine just doing these quests here. We can also work on I don't know, do any deeds. I don't know how much of those you've done. Slayer deeds, exploration deeds.
I've done a few of them in the past. I think it's kind of essential in Treebeard, isn't it? Like they kind of are expecting you to do them.
Especially, I think if you want to go through just one zone for whatever level range. I think my highest character is 30 something on the server, so I don't have that much experience here. But I have to ask, what are you eating? It looks almost like a pineapple.
This is an apple.
Oh,
apple. I have this really cool apple peeler thing that makes it like an accordion.
I love those.
And it's slightly brown because it's been
oh yeah,
not a day, like since the beginning of stream. Okay.
Yeah, no, those apples. I had one of those. Don't have one of those, but yeah, the apples go brown quickly. They're still good though. I love that.
I tell you, I have 3 kids, so it's great to just pop the apple on, man. It's great. Anyway, okay, so Vaniel is asking you this question. What are your thoughts on Northern Mirkwood? He's level 119, has a hunter, and he's just really bored. He says it's a really boring zone for him. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
So the first time I went through it, I at first thought it was a fun zone, like my first, I don't know, hour, half an hour in the zone, but then it just kind of dragged on and felt like the same thing over and over and over again. So yeah, that was my first time through the zone. I didn't really like the Dale part as much my first time either, and didn't like the Erebor part. Since really the zone, I feel like Northern Mirkwood isn't a great name for the zone, because it's really Northern Mirkwood plus Dale Lands plus Erebor all in one zone. So sometimes if people ask Northern Mirkwood, I don't know if they're referring specifically to the Northern Mirkwood part or the zone as a whole. So yeah, for my second time through the zone though, I had a lot more fun there. I don't know if that's any help, but I've had that experience with some of the higher level zones. Going through it a second time, for some reason, whatever reason, maybe having some base familiarity with it, but going through it a second time made it a lot more enjoyable.
I love that. That's good to know. Is Mihalis in your chat?
Mihalis.
The player Mihalis, is he in your chat or is he in the Twitch chat? Because he just gave me... gave me... Go ahead.
They came down and gave me a couple rings, I think.
Dude. Mihalis, shout yourself out in the chat wherever you are, dude. We got to send you some love. That's so nice, man.
I honestly, it's not a bad problem to have, but my chat is going so fast it's hard to keep up. I'm not used to this issue, especially when when I'm doing a solo stream, just myself, it's almost more conversation-like, but this time the chat's like all going at it together, which is great, but it's something fun, I'm not used to.
You know what we could do next time, if there ever is a next time, if you're not just like, gosh, get me out from this question asking fool. But if there ever is a next time, apparently there is a like chat box feature that can multi-stream. So you can take it from YouTube and you can put it all in the same one. That'd be interesting to try
you
out.
Can do it. That's always my concern with YouTube. Like if it were a Twitch only thing, well, that's good.
Yeah. And I guess Twitch just unleashed, they now partners can actually do what's
Yeah.
it called? They can actually multi-stream. Well, you can't
I
multi-stream
don't know
yet.
if you can multi, but you can stream on other platforms.
Right, because before, if I would have streamed on YouTube as an affiliate, like they would have actually shut down monetization, which is really fascinating. So they released that. I wonder if they ever will release multi-stream, because if that's the case, I mean, I'd stream on both easily. I mean, that would just, but I
Yeah.
think it wouldn't make a lot of sense for them, to be honest with you.
Mago Vanen, stay on
That's a
Yeah,
gorgeous
probably
horse, by
would
the way.
not. Ooh, my horse?
Yeah, compared to my horse, I mean,
Oh.
my horse is beautiful in his own
You know,
way.
I kind of like the basic horse a little bit more. I don't know if that's just me growing old of all these like fancy horses, but the outfits, I don't know.
Yeah, our outfits. You don't like the way my house slap. I look like a high schooler from 2009 right now with my little slouchy beanie. Man, this is it. I
love
look
that
good.
beanie.
What's your favorite mount in the game?
Mount or
Yeah.
mountain?
Mount.
Mount,
I mean,
okay.
Mountain 2, you could go lonely, you could go Mountain Doom, you could do whatever you want.
Right.
But do you have a favorite mount in the game?
I like the Felagos elk that I got on my warden. I also liked. I of course don't have these mounts on this character, so I can't see them all.
Yeah.
So one of the first elk I got was on my Nor lore master,
Yeah.
Louis, and it was the winter elk, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Winter elk from the
white
winter
one.
festival. So that one was pretty exciting, just because it was my first elk that I actually got in the game. But yeah, I like the Felagos elk. It's probably me being like Elk of
That is-
Felagos Knight. That's what it's called.
Oh, that's beautiful, dude. Dang.
Yeah,
I love that one.
I think an elk just being different is why that would probably be my current favorite.
Okay, can I raise you a hobby horse? Have you seen the hobby horse?
Hobby horse.
It's wonderful.
I
have you seen it before?
it's different. Yeah. Yeah.
It is different. I saw. Well, I was blown away because first of all, I saw it and I was like, "This is hilarious." But then I saw a green-eyed. She was riding it earlier today, and you actually. I don't know if I want to show people on stream, but like you actually get on the horse and like slap the back of it while you ride it. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting horse.
It's a very interesting horse. Okay, so where do we go, man? Do you want to
tasty.
try it? Do you just want to go up to Gondaman and see how it goes?
We have quests, Dual Ring Quest. That's usually where I
sweet.
go next.
Let's do it.
I think
Where's
it's
this?
completely optional. We never did Hallowed Ground. Ooh,
We didn't do hologram. Where did we do that one? West of Kellendale?
that's way back at Kellendon.
Okay,
I
let's go
don't.
back there.
If you all want to skip ahead to Gondamon,
No, dude, let's
I'm
do it.
happy to do whatever. But
The game is a mechanism for the conversation, right? So we're good.
yeah. But yeah, that reminds me, for favorite mountain, it's just interesting because I haven't thought about it.
Let's see. I'm curious to know something. Oh, Van's asking the hard question. I think we chatted a little bit about it before, but Van's asking, I haven't watched The Rings of Power yet, but out of all the reviews I've seen, there are most unanimous dislike for the Harfoots. Other than the Harfoots seem pokes me to enjoy the show. So I don't want to spoil it for Louis either, because Louis
Yeah,
hasn't
please,
seen
no
it.
spoilers.
No spoilers. There's a lot. I would say there's a lot of opinions, and and it's a very people have a lot of opinions about the show, which makes complete sense. It's Tolkien, people love it, but yeah, it's definitely super intense. Let's see. I'm going to wait.
Yeah,
Louis,
I
at
had,
what point do we spar and determine
Ooh.
who has to shut down their channel? I'm just kidding.
We have to do that soon, but I had somebody mention the Drogovar mount. And I was like, I remember that being a thing. Because I think you've probably come across Drogovars, right? Maybe.
Wait, how do you spell it? Dragovar?
So it's D-R-U-G-G-A-A... Yeah.
I'm not getting that one.
D-R-U-G-G-A-V-A-R, but that's not what it's called in the game. It's a goat
Oh.
that looks like a Drogovar.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
hold on,
so
let me
it's
see if I
the
can find it.
wind...
What is it?
The Windfells goat, I believe.
Oh,
That looks like a nice goat to me.
that's a great looking goat, dude.
So that one's the
goat.
anniversary festival.
The goat of goats, man. Oh, hold on. TH Rudder says update 33.2 will be releasing tomorrow.
Sounds about right. Today's Tuesday, right? I'm way off track with this.
Yeah,
week.
but they said next week.
They said next week on whatever day they did that. That was last week. They said next week, so it's this week.
Well, hey, dude, that's awesome. That's really cool. Okay,
Yeah,
so what is that going to mean? That's going to mean new class combinations.
Yeah, new race class combinations. The Minstrel, the class you're playing, will be, I don't know how different for level 7, but it'll be totally different.
Wow. Respend your class trait points. Okay, yeah. Wow, that's really funny. On the release, it just says, note, Minstrels. All Minstrel class traits have been reset. It's not saying what they do, I guess. Oh, it does. Yes, there's a very long post. Yes. Holy cow. Wow, that's a lot.
If you are going over that, I can take a second to pull that up as well.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was just looking at the release notes. I was trying to make sure I remembered. Because essentially the biggest one is Dwarf and Stout Act characters can now choose captains and wardens. Elves and High Elves can now choose the Burglar class. Hobbit characters can choose the Champion and Lore Master, and then men can be the Rune Keeper class, which is exciting. You know what's been surprising to me about this change? So many people love the Hobbit Lore Master, and that was the only one from. Sorry, the only one from my. In my opinion, that I was like, okay, from like a lore perspective, like a Hobbit lore master didn't really make a ton of sense to me because like hobbits are very like down to earth, like not really, but people love it. People are so excited to have the bear with their hobbit. Like, I don't know, they're pumped.
Yeah.
Do you have a strong opinion on any of them? Any of the class changes?
The one that sounded the most weird to me was not Hobbit lore master, but Hobbit champion.
It's true, man. That is very true. Just dual swords going ham.
I'm going to try to... I love trying to improvise on stream.
Improvise, my friend.
Oh, that did nothing.
It's all good.
Hey, there we go. We have way zoomed in patch notes, so let me try to fix that part.
You got this, dude. Oh wow, that is all over your screen, man. Dude,
I think I have it zoomed in because their text is always so small. So once it's set up, it's a little bit better, but it just looked all funky at first.
I am excited for the Dwarf Captain, I think.
Yeah, I'm more excited. See, I don't really play dwarves, but I'm very excited for the Dwarden. I have a character all ready for that.
The Dwarden. That's so good. Wait, what character do you have ready for the Dwarden? I want to know.
So the character's name is Dwarden. So I just have a placeholder character with the name.
Smart.
So nobody
nobody takes it from you.
Yeah. Concerned with the name snipe. That doesn't really happen. I've actually been worried, like when legendary servers have launched, that somebody will just take the name Louis. But fortunately that has not happened yet.
Well, how much money would you put on the idea that Standing Stone is like, we wait for Louis to log on with his account to release that name? I had apparently someone texted me and said that this was funny. They said that there was a Brightlife with like 2 E's running around on our server and was like telling people like sending tells and stuff like that. I was like, no way.
Oh no, that's
no
not
way.
good.
I hope not.
I hope nobody's gone with like Louis with 2 Y's.
Telling people, hey dude, I'm gonna need $100 sent to this PayPal in order to keep making videos. It's just. I might do that. Maybe I could make some money.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't mind $100 sent to me.
Agreed, dude. Hoya says this though. I do think Bilbo is a type of lore master. At the end, as he got hold, he knew of many elfish things. That is true, Hoya. Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like the only reason I didn't like lore master is because Bilbo was so like outside the scope of what a hobbit normally was, you know. So I don't know. But I do totally get it.
Oh,
but you don't like the Hobbit champion.
Yes, but I have some more pressing matters.
Press.
Yes. So speaking of money, Ivan said that he gave you $15, but you completely ignored him.
No, I said thank you so much. Did he miss it?
Oh, maybe
he might have missed it. Thank you so much, Ivan. Just want to make sure that he didn't get ignored.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Sometimes we miss, dude. Sometimes we miss it. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
But yeah, no, Ivan is crazy. He gave me, this was insane. When I got to 10,000 subscribers, he donated $1,000.
Holy cow!
That was, yeah.
Ivan.
I gotta give him another shout out for that, just because it really was that crazy.
Shout it, dude. It's all good, man. Yeah, I said thank you, but I must have not said it very loud. And slash probably when Louis was talking as well. So not your fault. Not your fault at all. I probably said it a little too quick. So thank you so much, Ivan.
Ivan's so crazy. He just tipped me $100.
Come on, Ivan.
That was just a joke, Ivan. No,
oh my gosh, that is crazy.
I really do appreciate that. That's crazy.
Dude, that's awesome,
it's honestly hard to process. Like when I got my first $20 tip, I was just totally blown away. And Ivan's here coming in, just like taking it to another level, but
bringing it in. You know, I'll tell you this, Louis. My first follower on Twitch was absolutely blew me away. I remember, and I got a follow, and then I got a subscriber. It was the first one that I ever got. I got a subscriber, and I remember doing this. I remember leaving I think I left. Yeah, I went on a break, and I went out to my wife, and I said, I'm officially a professional video game player. Like I made it. I officially made it, man. Because I was like, I officially made money playing video games. Yeah. But Ivan is the GOAT, dude. Thank you for supporting Louis, man. I love that. And myself. All right. So anyway, dude, so this is crazy. Is it's $1,000 the most you've ever gotten on
by far, to be honest?
Huge amount. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And no, I won't ask that. I was gonna say nope. did you spend it all on one thing, but I won't ask that. That's too personal. But so what do you think?
It went ultimately to my desk fund, because I have this fancy desk now that has motorized legs and can go up and down.
Dude. That's awesome. So can you raise it and stand up with it and now you're stand streaming? There
this
you
is
go.
So hard to stay still. This is
awesome,
like an extended squat. Okay.
Congratulations, bro. That's awesome. I'd love this. I love Louis forehead stream. It's perfect. Oh. It's perfect.
The cats, okay. I'm impressed. The cats aren't too bothered by it, because she's like, this is a little attachment on the desk that she's on.
I love it.
She woke up, but
you have, by the way, gotten a couple of shout outs from the stream for putting the cat cam in the shot. I love it. Perfect.
Yeah, Brightlife needs a cat and cat cam, right?
Oh, dude, I don't want to say this in a passionate way. I don't love cats personally in my house.
Yeah,
it's cool if other people have cats. I'm a dog guy. I'm not a cat guy. But I fully respect. I've learned to fully respect people because I one time came out and said that I dislike cats, and I got attacked. I got attacked on chat. They were not happy with me. But I don't dislike cats. They're not that's not a personal thing for me.
Yeah, that's
I got attacked by a cat when I was 10.
It's something with oh, that's scary. Something with streaming your videos, if you say something the wrong way unintentionally, you kind of learn quick to fix that, I guess.
People ain't happy about it. Hoya says, how do you set up a good cat cam? Because your cat is so good right now. Is it because your cat is good? Because he's just chilling, man. He's laying there.
No, she is anybody who watched my streams knows that cat is bad and always rubbing against the microphone and getting in my face and putting her tail in my nose and making me all itchy. I might be slightly allergic to cats, but it's normally fine. It's just when she's up in my face, my nose starts itching.
Oh no.
But yeah, she's being a well-behaved cat. Another one, I don't know, sleeping somewhere.
She understands the gravity of the moment. She's like, this is a good stream. We gotta. Although I was hoping for a little bit more cat interaction, because on your stream, I was like, man, that was on the reaction video. She was just all over the place. And Simp asks, what's your cat's name?
This one's Piper.
It's Piper, and you have more than one, right?
2 cats, yes. Oh, my point
cats. Come on, man, I love it. That's awesome. Oh, Ivan says he works as a contract welder, so he makes more money than he would like for a 22-year-old. Some people have all the luck, man. So I'm happy to help other people more than I could use it more than I could. That's awesome, Ivan. I mean, really, and like that's fantastic. That's really kind of you. I love that.
Briefly, just shout out to Riff Magos, channel member for 3 months.
And dude, shout out. All right, let's see. Let's see. Did you know that orange tabby cats are rarely female?
Yeah,
No
both
idea.
of mine are female, which is interesting because that's true. They are usually male.
Rare cats, man. Rare cats. I love it. Yeah. So I've experienced the duality of cats. I once was watching a cat for my mom's boss, and one cat was a ginger, so nice, sweetest cat in the world. And then the other one was named Shadow. It was a black cat, and every time he came over, it would like try to like bite your ankles, and they have those little needle teeth.
Oh.
But then one time it was in a cabinet, and I opened the cabinet to try to like help it get out, and it did not like that I opened the cabinet. It jumped on my face and just. So I know that there are nice cats. I've met many nice cats, but I still have this like childhood trauma. I just can't like logically get past it, man. It's bad.
And I feel like black cats get a bad reputation,
Yeah.
but that case certainly doesn't help.
That does not help. I've met some nice black cats too. To be fair to all cats, are you going to get a third cat, or are you capped at 2?
Well, my current apartment only allows 2. I actually eventually want to get a dog. That'd be very tough right now. But
Yes. I
these
love
patch
that.
notes go forever.
They do go forever. This is a lot going on.
I've just
What
had like
stands
the
out to
same
you?
screen up, so I'm gonna try to change it up.
Does anything stand out to you in the class notes that as you're looking at it? Because of course I don't really know too much about all the deep class stuff.
I don't know if there's any particular line that stands out. I think overall just the Minstrel revamp is a big thing. Sometimes they hide little things in patch notes that are like unexpected, and they're just kind of hidden somewhere in the middle, which are relatively significant. So
How about let's go ahead, sir.
don't know if I see anything like that.
So what I think we should do is, if you want to get on follow to me, we'll go do we'll make this we'll capitalize on our dual streamness right now. We can go over to, if you get on follow to me, then we can go over to the Hallowed Ground quest, defeat it. If you want to troll through the what's it called, the patch notes, but you do not have to.
Oh, what are you going to? Sorry.
Going to go to Hallowed Ground, right?
Oh,
Defeat
Hallowed
foul
Ground.
creatures
Okay.
in Tham Nelir.
Yeah, let's get some game action going.
Let's get some game happening. Where is this though? I don't see it on my map. Hold on, Hallowed
It's
Ground.
a little bit hidden. That's one thing with the quest
Oh, there it
tracker,
is.
is it's not always obvious where the little.
Yo, hold on. Wait, this is
islands
it right here? Chat, you guys can see the little blinking red?
Yeah, I see that on yours. It's sometimes certain colors are tough.
That's very well hidden.
Oh,
Ivan says that I must end this stream with a spar between you and myself. I'm down. Completely
With
down.
you and Ivan, or you
Yeah,
and me.
no, with you and me.
Okay.
We have to spar at the end of this stream. That's what we have to do.
Cap it all off.
Cap it all off with a spar, and I don't know, Ivan. What's the bet here for? How do we get there? Do we have to go around? I'm assuming.
I think you can go north if I'm remembering correctly, but south it's fine. I just forgot how deadly it was to travel and find wolves.
Go around. Baydraft says go around.
I think sparring, I don't know how the deadly system, if that has any impact on sparring. That'll be interesting to see.
We could test it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind testing just to see, because
Let's
that
test it.
could change strategy.
So it doesn't count, but let's test it. Okay, hold on. How do I get off my horse?
Although if I...
Hold on. Can I spar you? Okay, there we go. Okay, so hold on. Let me put on my battle stance here.
Oh,
Yes, I do accept, but I've got to put on my battle stance. This is just for testing, people. This is not the real thing. Hang on. You
Yeah,
you
so-
start back there. No. You just start back there. Just give me an advantage. wait. Hold
mainly
on. Hold on.
interested to see. Like, if I see... Oh, yeah, I'm doing
Oh!
damage. Okay. We do not have the deadly debuffs.
You just bopped me down in 3 hits. We will not be.
Well,
with
That'll
all
just
the
get
gold
you
is-
ready.
I'm gonna need you to stand back next time, okay? You gotta give me some space.
See, I was going to say as a minstrel, you kind of have an advantage because I have 0 ranged weapons right now.
Yeah, but you started next to me, man. I'm gonna get real competitive about it. It's gonna be great. So Ivan says that we should give all the silver or gold in our wallets by the end of the stream. Okay, so we build it up. Whoever wins, which is obviously going to be Louis, will get all my gold. It's great. Okay, so we're defeating evil creatures.
Cool.
Are we in the red flashing dot area yet? There we go.
We should be. Yeah,
I think we're here.
Glare.
Look at all of us with our
trying to pronounce like either elven places or dwarven places.
Oh, go for it. Which one? What do you call this one?
Oh, Tham Glare?
Thomgalare. You have to you gotta go British accent with it, man. Thomgalare. I don't know. I'm terrible at accents, but I like to pretend I am. Not. Okay. You're killing it. Okay, so anyway, so back to what we were talking about long before. So you think that the future expansion spaces are going to be, we said probably Harad. Would you give Grey Havens a chance? Do you think that it could be possible?
I would, but I'm hesitant to think that one is coming up next.
Okay.
Because I would if you can correct me if I'm wrong about the Lord of the Rings storyline.
Right.
But I think they have to do the Scouring of Shire first, right? To make it fit in the storyline. Is that correct?
That is interesting. So, I mean, the Grey Havens are always there, right?
Yeah, they're always there. That's true.
And they're always getting traveled to by the elves. And so I could see them building a good story around the Grey Havens. Okay. And I could also, the only reason I would say Grey Havens is because in the books, when Legolas, what Galadriel says to Legolas when they leave in Fellowship of the Ring is, beware the call of the gulls, because it will make you always crave the salt water, essentially. And what she's saying is, as soon as you hear the gulls, you're going to want to go to the ocean. And in their mind, that means the Grey Havens. You're going to want to cross. Okay. You're going to want to cross the ocean, kind of a thing. And so yeah, that's the why I think it could be Grey Havens. But it would be interesting to see the Scouring of the Shire, because then, of course, you would be able to go through that with Frodo and company, and then Frodo could then leave. And that could actually be a really beautiful ending to the game.
And that's why I personally would expect Grey Havens to be after the Scouring.
Right.
But yeah, I still think it could be great to see. I mean, it's another place. You mentioned specifically saltwater, so
totally.
It's an entire possibility. I think it would be fun to see. See, there are things I talk about Harad a lot, but there are places I would be more excited, I think, than Harad.
Yeah. What would you be more excited for to see next? So,
not next. I would actually be interested in Foradoith because I love frozen zones, snowy zones. But not next because we just had Gundabad right there.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
I don't want to spoil any of the story, but there are reasons I would want to go to Rune and reasons I would not want to go to Rune. I think just to explore the area, it could be very interesting. Harad wouldn't be bad. I've gone through phases where I'm very excited, Harad would be one of my top or not. But I don't know. I think maybe the Anfilis region, west of Gondor, but south of Eriador.
Yeah.
Looking at the map, that whole kind of southwestern area west of Rohan. I have no idea what's there, if there's anything of lore significance.
Right. Could there be? That's such an interesting thing. So Drip actually is saying this about the next expansion, which I think is a good one. Grey Havens would be a good mini expansion, but I don't feel like it's enough content for a full expansion, which I think is valid.
Okay. I have no reference for how much Grey Havens is. I honestly feel like anything in the game they could tune, though, to be either an expansion or mini expansion or just a zone and a regular update.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But what you're talking about with Harad, Wheel of Time says, it's pretty interesting to experience Gondor, and that not all the men of Harad are bad. And another like lore thing that would be fun is one of the speculations is that the blue wizards, who are like, some of like Gandalf, Sauron, Radagast, and then the two blue wizards, they were all the wizards that came over. It said that the blue wizards either went to the far east or they went to Harad, which is really interesting as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not all too familiar with blue wizards, but the color blue is interesting.
Yeah.
And the wizards are always exciting. So, if I'm remembering correctly, are the blue wizards like a neutral entity, or are they would they be considered more evil? Like bad?
It's a great question, actually. So the blue wizards were supposedly good. Like all of the, they were considered good, but kind of like Sauron was good, which means they could become evil. So it would be interesting to see how they have the take. And it's very like Tolkien in his letters kind of left it very like up to speculation. It wasn't really like, as the Astari, that's what the wizards were called. It's kind of just like, you never know, So it's interesting. Okay, so I've got Cleansing Drought and I've got What Was Lost. Those are the two quests that I have right here. Do you have those?
What Was Lost? I also have Evil at Dol Ringwest and Prologue.
Could you share that one?
It looks like 2 people are ineligible. Interesting.
I got that
you're
one.
One of those.
No, I got that one. That's weird.
No, it let you. Okay. Wow, that's weird. It says ineligible, but it still shared it with some.
Where the heck do we go for this one?
Okay.
I don't know.
So we have a couple at Dol Ringwest. So the Cleansing Drought, I'm fine doing that quest. It's not the most exciting. You just kind of run down the hills, go to the river, and pick up herbs. But we can knock that out if you want. It's not that big of a deal.
Whatever you think, man.
I usually get that one. It's one of those quests that's like, admittedly, not my favorite part of Ered Luin.
Hey, see?
So,
see?
But it's something that's really quick to just get done as well.
We might as well. Look.
I love the colors, the general atmosphere of the elven part of Ered Luin.
Man.
The pink, white trees.
The pink, white trees are nice. The lanterns that float by are nice. But it's okay, Louis. I mean, listen, you're right about so many things, and it's okay to be wrong every once in a while. I'm just kidding. I'm just totally kidding. Bellon says he said, wow, Louis got you to play Ered Luin. That's the power of Louis. It is. It is, man. I love it. So do you have least favorite zones? Like, do you have zones that you're just like, I would just rather never do those again?
I do.
Okay.
So used to be number 1 least favorite zone used to be the Shire, but that's no longer the case. I actually like the Shire now. I think when I was younger, my mindset was more oriented to, say, World of Warcraft style questing, which the Shire is. I think I'm all good. I'm not muted. Okay. So the Shire is definitely not that style of questing, but when I replayed through the zone 3-ish years ago, somewhere around there on my Guardian, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. And so you like the Shire now, which is good. What do you think?
Oh yeah, so least favorite zone. I totally forgot about that part.
No, it's all good.
Did you want me to go on about that?
Yes, please do.
Yeah. So I think by far, maybe my least favorite region is West Rohan.
Really? Okay.
I do not like that place at all.
Is it primarily just because, like, I've heard a lot of people say that about Rohan, and of course I don't want to spoil the story for myself or anything, but what is it about Western Rohan that just makes it?
It's partially just how linear the quests are. I think linear quests can be good, but in that particular area with trying to avoid spoilers, it's just annoying to me.
Got it.
And are you aware of the class trait point system? And how you get class trait points?
I don't think so, actually. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Well, I'm not aware of how you get them, but I am aware of the class trait, the trait tree, right?
Yeah, I've made a couple videos on this, but the way you get the points to spend in the trait tree is not just from like leveling. So in West Rohan, you can get 5 trait points from the quests. But to get that, you basically, to get all 5 of them, you have to do basically every single quest in West Rohan. There are some side quests you can skip, but you have to do basically all of them. So for me, particularly with that area, on top of me just not liking it all that much, it's compounded by feeling like I have to do it to get those trait points, or my character's just not built as good as he could be if he had those.
Yeah, I mean that makes complete sense. You know, I would say that one of the things that actually is really good about the, and I'm running over here to, let's see, what was lost, right? Evil at Dol Bregor, I think.
West? Yes, I think we should have all 4 quests for that now.
Got it. Sorry, I got people subscribing.
Yeah,
you guys are so great.
Talking about West Rohan, another part of it is it's very repetitive.
That's
Perhaps, at least to me, and I guess Moose Cat as well.
Yeah,
maybe.
absolutely.
I mean, some people love West Rohan, I will say, so I don't want to like make you think you're going to hate it.
Yeah,
but yeah, some people do really enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see people in my chat. Some people say like West Rohan's story is kind of boring. Some people really like it, love the music. I've personally been excited to visit Rohan just because I'm a fan of oh gosh. If that bunny attacks you, I think we're gonna die. But Treebeard difficulty 6. But it is interesting. I'm excited to try it just because I love Rohan from like the books and stuff.
Okay.
But frick, I can't. Okay. Here's the thing with the horse. I can't actually get off my horse right now because I'm in combat. Like I can't actually dismount. I'm sorry.
Doesn't let you?
No, it doesn't let me. Yeah, if I'm in combat, I can't dismount the steed, which is very strange.
That is strange.
It doesn't make sense. See, like now I can do it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's all good. Like, so I don't know if you can see my screen. There's like a little red thing around it. Anytime that we're in combat.
Oh, because you're on the little starter horse. So there's a dismount button. Let's see. It's kind of.
Is there
see,
really?
Looking at your stream, it's around your top right of your face cam, like that location. There's a dismount button.
Oh.
I think that should work in combat.
You're right. There is. Yeah, that's the one that's like right. The one that's like right there in my face. Yeah, that makes sense. I always say I get really dumb when I stream, man. This is how it works.
Don't worry, I do too.
It's like I'm brilliant. I can get a high SAT score, but as soon as you put me streaming, I'm like, wait, what happened?
And I forget half the words in the. Hold up. See, I'm forgetting words right now.
Same, dude. I do that all the time.
I was about to say
like,
half the words in the alphabet, but those are letters. But I just like lose all my vocabulary when streaming.
Same, dude. I'll be like trying to make some really great point. I'll have something really good, and it's just like, and you know, like how Lord of the leggings, chest, rings. Yes, that fake fan, man.
I need a bow.
I'm a fake fan. Ivan asked earlier. Ivan said, "Are you more knowledgeable in Lord of the Rings lore?" I would say I'm definitely more knowledgeable in lore than I am in the in the Lord of the Rings online. Definitely more. But yeah, I very much enjoy it. Trousers, yeah, the wheel of the Lord of the Trousers. That's what we got. Theory, how did you die? Where's Theory at? Okay, we've only got 3 of us now. It's okay. We're gonna be fine. So we need to kill these things, right?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. I got your heals, man.
Wow, you already have a soliloquy of spirit. I did not know you got that at that low level.
Which one?
A soliloquy of spirit.
Oh, yeah. It's a heal over time, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty nice one. If I remember, no, they changed it at some point, but it's a pretty good one.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay, hold on. Don't go out of line of sight. Oh, no.
I did not see that square.
Gosh, this is brutal.
It's so scary going like further into the camp.
Don't go into the camp. Don't go to the camp. Save yourselves. I do like the Minstrel healing, though. So I've been doing the Beorning. Healing a little bit at max level. and it's fun, but I feel like I like the Minstrel healing rotation a little bit better anyway. Just because I don't know, maybe just because it feels like a little bit more like a classic MMO. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's true about the Minstrel. It's like more, trying to find a way to describe it as well, more direct healing. Like with the Beorning, you're doing all sorts of things. Like you have a whole lot of healing, you have a lot of heals, but you do it while doing damage. You have some support elements, so I guess I am the tank I should run in. These goblins are scary, man.
They're terrifying. And they hit you so fast. That's the problem. Like it's so quick.
But yeah, with the Beorning, it's very different healer. So if you're interested in just that raw, pure healing, I don't think it's necessarily the best class for that. It's also, so you have that class got magically to like level 130 and then somehow up to 140.
Yeah, no,
So
I definitely didn't. I definitely didn't grind. I definitely didn't have streamers run me through sword halls or anything like that. No, I had. There's some really great Twitch streamers over here. They were like, I just told them I wanted to experience the end game, and they were super kind. They actually ran me through. They ran me through the sword halls for a little bit. It was fun. Yeah.
So I think one perhaps problem that can arise from that is that the Beorning is a complex class, especially with its healing. In particular, its healing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you have to manage, so I don't know, maybe it just might take a good minute to get used to that as well.
You're probably totally right. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, my chat always says hashtag time in when we talk about the Beorning because, man, I really did put the time in for that class. I love it, man. Yeah, but it's very fun. I've been having a genuinely great time playing the game though. And I mean, like, honestly, I've been looking forward to the end game and I've been just trying to understand the systems. But the raid that I did was fun. I mean, I really did have a good time with it, you know?
Yeah, so I'll have a comment on that in a moment, but is Sandir from your chat?
What's that?
Is Sandir from your chat?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. I thought that might be Sand and Snow from my chat. They're talking about stealing my aggro by mistake, which I'm perfectly happy if somebody's stealing my aggro, because that means I'm taking less damage.
Yeah, it's probably a good call. Yeah, he's leveling the warden, man.
I don't know.
FKU says, can anyone tell me the population of Treebeard now? I don't know if I could tell you the population of it.
92 unless right now. That's not anonymous, though.
That's, 92
that's relatively low.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would have expected higher. Let's see, it's it feels like it's 8:45 or 9:45 because I usually start my streams at like 7, sometimes even 8. It is early. I'm like, I have all this time left in the day. That's exciting.
Got so many things left to do, man. Oh wait, we have to cleanse the towers. So is that's the tower right there?
Okay. One of them, yes.
Okay, let's go do it.
Oh, from...
Yeah, I don't think it's super populated, but I do think that from what I've heard from the people that have talked to me about Treebeard, is that the community is very, very good here. Like, people really, like, I don't know, because it's so difficult to get up to top level. I think that, oh gosh, I stood in the fire. Very negative. Okay. Oh, Sandy, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, dear. I'm so sorry, man. I wish I had my res.
You're back. No.
Oh, they got back. They had the free res. Good news.
So I think that is Sand and Snow from my chat. My chat has been going crazy, so I did not keep up with like who was from where. So that's good.
And you feel free to talk to your chat too, man. I totally understand.
Yeah, it's it's been crazy. They've been going good though. I'm proud of my chat.
Got a good crew. Okay, let's see.
Oh yeah, we have to use I think back up here where I am at work.
Oh yeah, there we go. Place it. Nice.
I think technically it's the tower behind me, but I always go to this one.
And then we go over to that one over there, I think.
But first we should get the deadly Durglup. I love goblin names.
I'm thinking this for my fourth son. What do you think?
Durglup? Sounds
Durglup,
wonderful.
yeah. It's a good one. All right. You got it. You got it, tank. Get in there. Oh, surprise. Two mobs. Oh, man. I just don't have the tools to heal, man.
Yeah, that's the thing with Deadly at this low level is you just don't quite have your tools. That's why I just
yeah.
personally think the system's a lot more exciting when you're high level, but
Oh, interesting.
just because you actually have the tools to start dealing with some of the stuff, like how we get all these bleeds and the such. You
That's you.
I'm scared.
Don't get kidnapped.
Oh,
don't
I'm
get
not.
kidnapped.
Here, should I mute?
Yeah, it's all good. Sweet. Hey, Louis stream. Let's see. Is this gonna? Oh, they're going in. They're getting in there. Oh gosh, you guys. Oh, hold on. Hold on a minute. Guys, don't. I wasn't ready. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready. Oh, he's healing. Good news. I have 4 children. How do you find the time to stream? I have an incredible wife, man. I have an incredible wife who watches. I have 3 kids, by the way. 3 wonderful kids. And so Skybird says in a 4K system, would the Mins have high res? Yes. Yes, they would have high resolution and they'd have high resurrections. Thank God. Dude, that was well done, Sandir. Well done, my guy. Did we get anything from that? I don't think we did. Is Louis okay? Louis, are you okay, man? Is the cat okay? Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy. Let's check on Louis' chat as well here. Let's chat on Louis' chat, man. Let's see. Crispy Chip in Louis' chat says, I'm really happy with the new free-to-play changes. I've been addicted. Dude, Crispy, that's awesome. Oh, there he is. He's back. Oh, nope. He's gone. The cat tower is awesome. It is hugely awesome. But yeah, Crispy, I love the free-to-play system, man. I've had a couple of friends jump into the game just because it's free-to-play, and it makes it so nice to be able to play. I really, really appreciate that a lot, man. Louis okay? Did he get DoorDash? I bet he got DoorDash. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Louis got DoorDash? Should we dance with Louis? Are we gonna? I think all the mobs are probably gonna all respawn. Yeah, it's got to be DoorDash, right? Louis chat. Do you guys know about? Does Louis get DoorDash all the time? Does Louis always get DoorDash? Curran Dyson. Oh yeah, we should place a bet. That's a good idea. Is he gonna come back by the time I can get the bet out though? That's the question. Do we want to do? Hold on. Let's see if I can get a. Maybe we can get a prediction going. But if he comes back while I'm doing the prediction, it'll be so lame. Hold on. Let me see if I can go to my dashboard. Oh, he's coming back. We're good. We had a discussion on whether or not you were getting DoorDash. We thought, is this guy getting DoorDash?
No, I have not had that happen here or any other apartment before, but I think they were just trying to sell me stuff. I should not have answered.
Worst.
I thought it was, the thing is, I thought it was like people from the apartment. It looked like particularly 2 people I know, they just happened to, I'm going to make sure I lock my door, sorry.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Louis, get out of the red. Oh, no. Ooh. Heal him through it. We're good. It's fine. It's just the eye of Sauron.
Yeah, they just happened to look like 2 people from the apartment management.
That's the worst.
And they were trying to sell water.
Water?
Yeah, like they were going to give me a free delivery of Deer Park. Is that the name of the brand? I don't get bottled water, so I'm a little ignorant here, but
I've literally never been sold water door to door. That's so fascinating.
They said like they'd give me this 5-gallon bottle of water for free, but then it's like $3 a month that it's gonna be and all this stuff.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really funny. So no, they were trying to sell you like the big bottles, like the
yeah, like a 5-gallon bottle.
Yeah,
and they asked how I get my water. I'm like, tap water, and I'm like, because yeah.
See, I like to consider myself a pretty nice person. I hope at least. But man, when they we've had these people because out in California they sell solar, okay, like solar panels,
Yeah.
And Oh my gosh, dude. They will come in and sell these solar panels and like they are so rude. They won't leave. That's the problem is they won't
Oh.
leave. Like, and I totally understand, like, dude, you gotta hustle, you gotta work. But like they will knock on your door until you come to the door. And
Oh wow.
like for like 5 minutes. And so I'm like, you got the kids, you're like all like I've gone to the door a couple times and been like, hey dude, like listen, I don't know if you need to put us on a list, but like don't ever knock on my door like that again. You know, because it like freaks me out. I got the kids, the wife, you know, the whole thing.
Isn't
I don't
it
know, man.
supposed to be? I don't know if this is a countrywide thing, but isn't it supposed to be illegal to do that?
I thought it was.
Oh,
Frick.
somebody died.
It was me.
That's the problem
but it's
chatting.
fine.
I daydream
It's fine.
all the time. Like that's
Yeah.
90% of my deaths in Lotro is just me not paying attention at all. I can't believe I lived that long.
Frick, dude, these guys are. That was
Here, I
intense.
have a free revive.
What the heck? I don't think I have a free revive, dude. I'm sorry.
Well, we
Door
get
to
all
door
the
water
quests done though.
I think we did. I think we're good.
Okay.
So you guys could just use the quick death repack, you know? I don't have any more quests over there. I think we're good. Only in California would someone try to sell solar panels door to door. True. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So funny. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And
Well,
I
I'm glad
would
that you're okay.
have like, if I had known it was that, I just would not have answered.
Oh frick! I didn't get the Durglup quest. Dang it.
Oh,
I'm an idiot. It's
we
fine.
can go back and
It's
do
not.
it.
No, not worth it. Not worth it. It's fine. It's
Oh,
just an earring. I've
okay.
already got better earrings from the guy that gave us earrings before, man.
Hopefully, it's
He
not
was so
a
nice.
prereq. That's always the concern. Like,
Well, let me know when you
if
turn
you
it in.
never played the game before and you don't know
Yeah.
if a certain quest unlocks like a whole bunch of quests down the road, I'm still just like totally on that
It could
water
be.
thing.
That's so funny, dude. I feel so bad for you, man.
How can I be of service?
Just trying to sell you
Also-
water.
I don't live in a bad area, but
No.
it's not the safest. It's not like dangerous area, but it's like there's a little bit of sketchiness.
Sure.
So it's just like
Yeah, to get someone just knocking
Shakes
on
me
your door
up a little
constantly, man,
bit.
it's scary, dude. I feel you, man. Oh my gosh. In the UK, continuous knocking on the door should be considered threatening behavior. Really?
oh wow.
My heart cannot sing today.
We need some more UK laws over here in California, man. Are you guys still over there?
Ooh, over where?
My children
I'll ride back
Oh
your
yeah,
way.
they are. I don't know. We might end up getting that done for you anyway.
I think I
Oh,
don't
this
know.
is accept.
That's all good. And so, I don't think. Oh, Langless is
wait.
next. Okay,
Um,
Langless at 11.
so my I had somebody knock on my door and they were trying to sell water. They were going like door to door trying to sell water subscription.
I hit the restroom, but I will be right
All right.
back. Okay.
I'll try
Cool.
to keep things going.
Just talk to my chat, man. They're really sweet. They're really nice.
See, I have to look this far away to see Brightlife's chat. I'm like looking basically a whole nother room. Yeah, the door-to-door salesmen were crazy. And yes, I guess I could see it being a possibility if you're in a rural area. I don't trust the Sparkman's pipes all that much, so I was gifted actually a little water filter thing, so I put the tap water in that. I don't know how much it helps, but it's like some sort of filter. And I'm used to keeping up with chat so much with the stream, so I've been talking about this, that it's strange to me. It's also really weird having two streams going, being like commander of them right now, but something I'm not used to is keeping up, not keeping up with chat all this well. Somebody's on follow. Oh, Brightlife's on follow. Me. I'm not really going anywhere. We have Theory. I also haven't been keeping a great track of who's even in the group. There's just been so much fun stuff going on today. Got a bracelet. Oh, is the stream frozen? My stream frozen. So yeah, my internet here is not all that good. In Florida, people sell, this is Ivan from Brightlife chat, but people try to sell Crocs. That's funny. Door to door. I could not imagine living in Florida. Okay, stream seems to be working. My internet here. That's what I need. I need somebody trying to give me fiber internet. Door to door. I want more than 4 megabits per second upload, please. Especially when I pay for 20. Brightlife is in California. Let's see, this is Bay Draft Mayor. Brightlife is in California. I am not in California. I'm in southeast US, I guess. Somewhere thereabouts. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Oh. All right, what are we doing next? Are we going up to Langlis? Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, I'm totally lost.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, Thrassy's Lodge.
I guess so, right? Let's do it.
I have 2 quests.
Now is found and prologue the emissary. Is that what you got?
Yep.
Nice, dude.
Level 8, working on level 11 quests. I
on
honestly
Deadly,
don't mind, but
on Deadly 6? Come on, man.
the
We're doing
Deadly
great.
does make it extra scary, but it's
Just
kind
a
of
little
fun
bit.
being underleveled. I'm hungry for apples. I don't know why.
Ivan says that he loves that I'm wearing shorts with my suit right now.
Yeah, that... Like when I'd wear what I'd consider fancy shirts, like my flannel shirts, or even sometimes I'd wear a collar shirt, I'd just wear shorts. Like what's under below that y'all usually cannot see doesn't really matter. Like these big heavy sweatpants in winter
When you
sometimes.
stand up to go to the restroom, man.
Yeah. You know,
Oh my
before I
God.
got a face cam, I could be completely naked and nobody would know.
You could, and you know what? Twitch now apparently only bans. There was a girl. This is true. A girl got caught having sex on camera. Okay, like full on whole thing. She got banned for a week, dude. They let her back in.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I'm guessing they don't want to lose that interest.
Bro, Twitch is in a space right now, man. I was gonna try to tell you. Dude, you should come over on Twitch sometime. But dude, I don't know if any of my chat or your chat follows like Twitch drama or whatever. Today has been a crazy day.
I
It's just
try
like
not to.
it's one of those. Yeah, right. Like it makes me feel like, am I in high school? Like, am I in high school right now? This is crazy right now. Okay,
Man,
so what are we doing next?
I don't know why I'm so weird about saying where I live. Like
dude.
the previous couple
Don't
of
have to.
years it was because I was in a remote area, but now I'm like in one of the top 20 population cities. Yeah, I'm like in a popular area in the US. But it's just like, I don't know, I feel weird about saying where I live. Even though I like was in Kentucky. People know that.
Yeah.
I've said that. But
Yeah, dude. I mean, you got to reveal what you want to reveal. I mean, there was a great there's this lady. She streams. Is she streaming right now? I don't know. She streams World of Warcraft. But she's an older lady. Not older lady. She's like 50, 60 or whatever. And like someone was like harassing her for her name, like her real life name.
oh wow.
In chat, you know. And she was. It's kind of nice because she's a little bit older, so she's she's kind of just willing to say how it is, without like worried about the views too much. And she's like, listen, I don't ever reveal anything I don't want to reveal. You know what I mean? Which I think is I don't know.
sense.
You get. I mean, there's most people like 99.9% of people are as like friendly as they come, but then like you get freaks, man. You get so creepy. You know what I mean? I don't know. So you don't have to reveal anything, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Funny,
Go ahead.
people used to always ask what my real name was, because surprise, it's not Louis 7. But it's
Your
something
mom
like
didn't
the
put the
past
7 at
couple.
the end of your name?
Nope. It's something the past couple years people have not really asked me about. Like people used to
Yeah.
ask all these personal questions like that, like what's your name? But nowadays I don't
Yeah, I
get
mean-
it.
Yeah, man. I mean, just I don't know. I think every streamer has to make a choice. Like, how much do you want to reveal? How much do you not? Like, I'll tell I've said my first name on stream a couple of times, which is Tim. But I just like last name, like city where I live. It's just not. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just freaky.
Yeah, last name's a bit much.
Yeah. By the way, Cal God came into my said, so cool you're doing a joint stream with Louis. Just get Voice of the Rings to join the next one, and it'll be the perfect trifecta. That's awesome. I do love Voice of the Rings, man. Have you ever watched some of their stuff?
So I've talked about this before. I don't know if you've come across it, but I don't really watch Lotro content
Yeah.
because I play the game. So if I watch videos of games or streams or whatever, it's usually of games I don't play, so I can kind of get my fill of those games that I do not play without having to actually spend the time playing them.
Yeah. I mean, that's completely fair.
So yeah, I'm not great about keeping up. I try to keep up a little bit, but not great about actually watching other Lotro content. But reaction videos are a great way to get me to actually watch stuff. So I'm considering doing more of those.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a good call. You know, it's content for days, right?
Asking my name now.
Oh, we gotta get the Lynx Cub, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I still have to defeat Hindrel.
You know, what would have been good, Louis? This has been a really pro move by me as a pro Lotro player. I should have picked up that quest while we were killing the Hindrel. Just like, I wonder why we're killing all these birds.
That would be why.
Only got 1 of 6 right now. Okay. A Lord of the Rings cosplay in San Diego Comic Con at San Diego Comic Con. Have you ever been into the cosplay thing, dude?
No. I haven't
either.
Yeah. It was kind of the same thing with Halloween. I was just not much into that.
Really?
All that much, at least when I was older, like when I was little, sure, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I consider it kind of similar, at least, but
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I totally understand the what's it called? What was I going to say? See, there goes my train of thought, actually. It's right. Oh, yeah, Halloween. Dude, okay. So Halloween was never a big deal for me at all. Like, I just didn't really... It was fine. Like, I got candy as a kid. That's awesome. But Halloween became a massive thing when I moved to this new neighborhood that I'm in. We live in, like, a house and, like, a little, like, you know, kind of... Just a neighborhood. And, dude, they go bigger for Halloween here than they do for Christmas. It is crazy. Wow. Like I'm talking, like, they put up full haunted houses, all connected, like, with tunnels and crap. It's bonkers, dude.
wow, I have Anding. I haven't seen anything from Anding in a while. I don't know, Brightlife, if you're familiar with him.
I love Andang.
He's older. I don't mean older age-wise, but has been in the content creator game for a long while. There's a better way to phrase that.
Shout out to Andang, dude.
Yeah,
I
have checked out a couple of his videos in the past.
He's been doing it.
Nice to see
the
you.
one that I was starstruck. Andang is fantastic, man. Absolutely. I was definitely starstruck when Bloodborne. I don't know if you've ever watched him.
Oh, yeah.
He does his like he's been killing it. But he came into the chat and I was like, "What, dude? That's so crazy."
Yeah, no, I
wild.
think it's his Twitch streams get pretty big, right?
Yeah, he's done really well. He was
understand that correct?
Yeah, he was one of the only ones that was doing actually streaming Lotro for a while on Twitch. There was kind of that like period where Lotro was really low, and he was really killing it, man.
Keeping it going.
And he's a great dude. But his whole his videos for like Gondor and stuff, next level, man. Absolutely unbelievable, you know? Like, you know, like he has like the trailers almost for like zones that he does.
Oh yeah, I think I've come across those before.
Dude, they're awesome, man. Oh, we have to find a rabbit carcass.
At least in my experience, I try to make some videos sort of like that, but they turned out kind of bad. Those take a lot of work to get them done nicely.
They really do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I'm trying to think of other creators on Lotro that I watch. It's you, Bloodborne for sure. Yeah, who else is there on? There was I've been having fun with the newer guys. So there was a guy named Redbeard Flynn that came out with a video recently. He wants to come back to it.
Here's the rabbit.
But I'm trying to think. There's not a ton of like. I don't know. Am I missing anybody? Voice of the Rings. Voice of the Rings is really
Voice of
good.
the Rings. I've at least heard of these people, so that's good.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. Yeah, no, I like all of those guys. I'm trying to think, chat. Am I missing anybody that does Lotro content? Because I get stupid on stream. That's what happens. Okay, so I need to find a rabbit carcass. Very lovely. And not try to get hit by a hendrovel here.
Oh, I
Okay.
don't know if that's the same for everybody, but I just came across a trap with a carcass. I don't know if it changes because it's like always the
Oh,
same.
dang! Trap is empty. Okay,
So
I'm trying not
something
to get hit by the
interesting here with this quest is if you actually look, you don't need to click it to know if there's a rabbit in it. I'll put it that way.
Yep. Yep, I agree. Don't throw stuff at me, dude. Oh gosh, dang it.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
things
sunny
are
potato.
deadly. Oh,
Sunny potatoes.
Where are you?
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Frig.
this one? You must not be the one I'm looking at. Are you down here? Oh, yep, you must have been here. No, I have no idea where you were. Sorry.
No, dude, it was my fault. I went off on my own. I did the zombie apocalypse bad, actually. Zogog. Yep, Zogog and Sunny Potato 1924. Chat says both great content creators. Really, really like them.
Wait, so there's Sunny Potato.
1924. She used to do a lot more content. I don't think she
Okay.
does quite as much now. Oh no! Get off the horse. Click the dismount button. No! I'm sorry, Sandy.
Oh.
Dang it. And Zogog, Zogog.
Oh yeah,
very good
Zogog.
content creator.
He made a popular Lotro Points farm guide that, as far as I know, there's nothing but changed to make that out of date.
Yeah, he got, dude. Okay, hold on. I've been meaning to talk to you about this, bro. You made an hour and a half long leveling guide the other day. How long
Yes.
did that take to? How long did that take to put together? That thing that
It's-
thing is impressive.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to actually think of how long it took because it was a process that took multiple months. Like,
Yeah.
from the idea of it was maybe
Right.
a yearish ago that I had like the more
Holy
solid
cow.
idea that I wanted to do a leveling guide. The problem is when I first started like planning the video out, it was like, okay, I'll cover this. But then I was thinking, well, you need to know this. And if I
Man.
tell you this and this, well, now I might as well cover everything else. So that's
Yeah.
kind of the way it just kind of exploded on me. So initially I was hoping to release this in early 2022,
Oh my gosh, dude.
and that clearly didn't happen. So yeah, it kind of just blew up.
I mean, it was literally like when I saw that, I was like, wait, did that say an hour and a half? And then I clicked on it. I'm like, oh no, this is an edited hour and a half. This
Yeah.
is not like you just talking about it on stream.
Yeah,
it was
the-
you going through everything, man.
The editing part that took me over 2 like full days.
Oh, yeah, I can
of
imagine.
editing. Because
I
I
can't even
fortunately had a relatively not busy weekend where I basically spent the weekend
Oh,
editing
yeah.
that video.
Dude, that thing was insane, man. Yeah, all of my chat is like, yeah, huge information. Like a lot of them have actually watched it. Dude, it was incredible. Like when you put that out. Now the question is, how long did it take you to export that thing?
I honestly don't know because I did it totally in the background.
Yeah, totally. That's insane, dude. Well, you crushed it, man. That was an absolutely killer video.
Yeah,
Does anybody in my chat have the just for my chat? Do you mind linking to that video for me, please? That way that people can see it if they haven't watched it yet. Because that's huge. Okay, I can't find that. Can't find the bunny.
there's usually, I don't know usually, but sometimes one if we head west here. At least this is where I've commonly found one before. It's like
Okay,
in the corner.
this is why we have Louis. He's got the bunny. He's got
These
the
bears are
rabbit lore.
scary, though,
Perfect.
as they should be.
Not for the cubs.
It's harder when I can't press delete though to actually target the traps.
Oh wait. Oh no, I found one. I'm
Is
good.
there one?
I think the last one gave it to me somehow, even though I said it was empty.
Okay.
That was super random. Okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you guys so much. Yeah, they just linked it in the chat. Yeah, chat. If you've not watched that video yet, you need to go bookmark that thing. That thing is so helpful.
I'm
Okay, so I got this
honestly
one then.
surprised how well that video did, because I didn't know how many people needed a leveling guide. It's kind of one of those videos. I don't know if you've made many guide videos, but for me, when I make a guide that's targeted at a specific group, usually I don't expect it to be like very popular the first day or so. But it's more like of an overtime. It'll get
right. It's one of those burners kind of thing. Yeah. I would agree. And normally that's the case, but I think that it is really helpful. The reason I would say it's really helpful is because when I was leveling, like there were just things I just had no idea, like, you know, things like I didn't actually know that Yondershire existed, you know? I didn't know that, like, I didn't know when to move to the next zones. I didn't know where to go for those things. Like, I just think it was really helpful. It's kind of like hey, if you really want to get into Lotro, like, here's your hour-and-a-half encyclopedia, basically, which is really helpful.
Yeah. The thing is, I have realized after the video that there are still, I think, a couple things that were a bit missed, or perhaps could have been touched on more.
Really? What were some things that you were like,
make a new version?
Shoot.
So one thing is I went through all the zones and the such, and I went through the book quest a little bit, but I didn't say, because one thing that's especially common in lower level Lotro is exactly how you start which book. So like volume 1, book 2, for example.
Right.
You start in Lonelands and if you like just skip to that, so you don't do whatever lead up to that, you have to find Candaith, I believe is his name, southwest of Weathertop. And like, if a new player doesn't go through all of book 1, they have no idea where to start book 2.
True. That's very true. Okay, here's a random question for you. Thinking about like the leveling guide, what would you have done differently as a new player? Like, you know, you started that many years ago. Would you have given yourself any advice? Like, hey, go for the deeds, or, you know, like don't sweat this kind of side of things. Like buy the journeyman riding, whatever it may be. Do you have anything like that?
So I think my starting experience is way different because it was like 9-10 years ago, or I don't know how long ago, but it was so many years ago. Actually, it was like 12, but let's see. I have the frame. It's like usually, oh no, it was 11. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Advice. Something different. Something I have to think a little bit about, but yeah, I think it's more the playstyle of Lotro. So rather than focusing on something or some sort of content or direction to go, I think with my initial Lotro experience, I was coming again from that WoW or just other MMO perspectives where endgame was the whole point. Well, it wasn't in the early days of WoW, but by the time I got to Lotro, that was like the big thing is you wanted to get to endgame, and like the leveling, what you did while leveling didn't really matter. It just mattered that you leveled up.
Right, absolutely.
And I think in Lotro, deeds are important, and following the story is a good thing, and that's something I didn't really do. I didn't even know like about book quests, epic quests, or that whole thing in Lotro when I started.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, man.
So yeah,
I think for me, one of the things that I've said a lot in like the new player type people that come in is like just take your time. It is very jarring to go from WoW to this game. You know, not in like it's a bad game. It's just the way this game plays is almost completely different, you know? And so yeah, I always say like read the quest text, really take your time, especially in your first playthrough. But like also just understand like this isn't about the end game necessarily. It has an end game, but you know, enjoy yourself.
Yeah. And yeah, that's a really big thing, I think, if you're coming into the game nowadays, especially with the more current implementation of WoW, retail WoW, compared to, say, classic WoW. Where to me, if I played classic WoW, it was actually more about the leveling and less about the end game. Just for some perspective, I leveled in vanilla classic WoW, and that was basically all I wanted to do. I didn't really care about the end game dungeons or raids. Even though I
absolutely
like raiding, I just didn't really care about it for classic WoW.
Yeah. I completely understand that. Okay. Feed the mama.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
Oh. There goes the cat.
Oh, my cat. Oh, this cat. Oh,
there she goes.
Her cat.
Oh, no, not your cat. I'm sorry. Oh, shoot.
Man.
Don't hurt me, Cliffhanger. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say negative things. Wait, did you just take that bird down? Oh, nice.
Yep.
Dude, good for her. All right, so that one's done. Should we do the remarkable bow, or should we go to... I guess that's the next one, huh?
Yeah, we can. Why not?
Why not? Let's do it.
I just gotta get the links or
go ahead.
dribble.
Oh, yeah, so Ivan says that he's a Lotro power leveler. Tries to get to max as soon as possible from a new account. He said he can get to max level in about 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Which is crazy without level
Grinding. That is intense, though, man.
I think that brings up a good point, though, about MMOs, including Lotro, is you really can play how you want. It ultimately doesn't matter if I say or somebody says you should take your time. You don't necessarily have to if that's what you don't like.
Totally. I would agree with you on that one, man. On the subject of MMOs, this is a weird one. But let's say tomorrow, let's say tomorrow that Lotro goes, shoot, we have to shut down, the Tolkien estate revoked our license, whatever. Like, not that would ever happen. What MMO would you go to? Like, what do you think?
Well, right now it's fortunate timing, I think, with, I haven't looked too much into this. I'm probably going to get started on it, I don't know. But Classic Wrath would probably be where I end up going. I played New World a year-ish ago. Is that when it came out, roughly?
Uh-huh. Well,
and I've been curious. So I got to like the... Oh, yeah, we're looking for a remarkable bow.
The bow is over here, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is from
the
Starga.
Took it. But
Okay.
I really enjoyed New World up until about level 30. And then I got to like level 35-ish, and it just got too boring and annoying.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I've kind of been curious about testing that one again as well.
Yeah, I would agree. So I'm actually, surprisingly, and I didn't pay you to say it, but I am going to be testing it tomorrow. So because the Brimstone Sands update has actually come out, or is coming out soon, but it's on the PTR. And what it does essentially is it actually revamps the entire 1 to 33 leveling system, which is really fascinating. So now it actually has a storyline. The cities are different, like, and all that stuff, which is really cool. It doesn't solve everything. It still gets grindy after like level 35, but I'm with you where I was really bored with New World at level 30. I was just like, I just don't want to grind another, however many hours,
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I felt like it was grindy, but at the same time, I felt like this is coming from Lotro, but leveling was too fast, actually. Which, it seemed like a lot of people treated that game like a rushing to end game type game, which...
Yeah, it was just completely fair. I love that. Well, hey, dude, if you're ever looking for we've got a good little community over on Wrath Classic, man. If you ever wanted to come back, we could play together. It'd be fun.
I have actually a few real life friends that play that.
Oh, good, dude.
But
that's the best way to go.
Don't know play WoW. I don't know what their plans are for Wrath Classic. Because the one Dan's Adventures, he was in the chat earlier. I don't think I quite acknowledged him. I feel so bad just because the chat's going crazy. I see a lot of new names. I see returning names, but what was I going on about? See, I've just been standing here too long. My ability to stay on track really dwindles late in streams.
I totally understand. It's okay, man. It's totally fine.
So
man. Yeah.
With Dan's Adventures, I don't know what his plans are, but I think we were talking about that at some point. But yeah, I'd totally be interested in perhaps joining up with you in that. I'd probably lean towards starting fresh.
Yeah. Well, if for some reason you don't have a community, man, come hang out with us because it's going to be fun. We're definitely going to be doing both at the same time. I want to play Dragonflight, the new one, and I want to play Wrath.
Yeah.
So it's it's going to be a fun balance. But either way, man, it's a fun question to think about. Dude, it's been a blast playing with you. Unfortunately, I do probably have to jump soon.
It is getting late.
It's just a bummer. And you've got to go get your DoorDash and not get sold water anymore, right?
Yeah.
I love. Oh, and there's the cat. There she is.
Yep. Licking my thumb.
Well, man, seriously. Well, thank you so much, dude. Chat, is there any other questions for Louis before we go? The Lotro wizard as he is, and we got to go duel in Gondaman. Yes, we got to go spar.
We have to.
Let's get up on top of Gondaman, and then we'll spar up there. It'll be a great spot. I think maybe maybe I can crush it. We'll see. Okay, here we go. We're up in here, and then can we get up high? Oh yeah, we can.
Yeah. I think we should be able to get up.
Here we go. Get ready to rumble, everybody. This is the one.
Smathy.
I'm in combat right now, I think.
There was a wolf following us.
Oh, good. As there should be. Okay, no. Okay, listen. We're gonna play it right. You killed me in 3 hits last time. We gotta give it just a little space. Not a ton of space, just a little space.
All right.
Okay, there we go. That's fine. That's fine. And then I know that you'll be able to bum rush me. Okay, here we go. Oh shoot. I need to change my stance. Okay, here we go. Come on, 1 second. Let's go. Hit him hard. Hit him hard. Why do you do no damage? Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, good.
How
That
did you
didn't
do
kill
that
you.
so fast? That was wild.
Ooh, that was scary.
That was so
Sting.
quick.
I owe it all to
Dang.
Sting.
I am so impressed. All right, you get all my stuff. That was the deal. 63, 27.
Wow, you were poor.
It's only on this. It's a brand new character. It's a brand new character, man.
I had like 140 or something silver, 160.
You know the secret ways. You know the secret
guy.
ways, Louis, man. With Tule says that you killed him with a cat in your arms, man. That's disrespectful.
Oh no.
I love it,
try
man. Well,
that
dude,
again.
thank you so much for your time today, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I'll probably say goodbye to my
absolutely.
chat, but dude, appreciate you hanging out, man.
Great.
It really does mean the world.
Thanks for having me and
Absolutely.
sort of organizing this.
Absolutely. And hey, thank you so much to your chat as well. Thank you guys over on the YouTube side of things. Really, really appreciate you guys hanging out too. Thank you so much.
Oh, somebody's
All right,
trying
man.
to spar me.
I will talk to you soon, man. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, thanks.
See you soon.
See you. Oh boy. This totally messed up my face cam. Okay, somebody's sparring me and I have no idea who. And I know y'all cannot see me all the way. Oh wow, that was scary. Okay, let's turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. I will be back in a second. Turn that off. Leave the Discord call. I was not ready to end this. I was going to tell him about the... Man, paying it forward. I have no idea who Theri is. This is the stream one. Okay. Nope. I think to get my face cam back, I will have to restart OBS, so we'll just go with this. I don't even have a cat cam. That sucks. I need to like start a video call with myself on Discord. But my cat's gone anyway, so y'all couldn't see her. But let me try to find my chat again. It is a good point for me to wrap up because I do need to eat, but I do want to appreciate everybody for being here during this stream. Let me make sure I'm not muted or anything. It was definitely different, but I do hope y'all enjoyed it. I feel like I need to give a shout out to every single person that was here, but Lance was here way earlier. Channel members Lance, Sand and Snow, who was also here playing in the game. Saw a few new people, I believe, and a lot of returning people. So really for everybody, I appreciate you being here. And Ivan, of course, with your crazy donations, tips, the $100 one, that was really crazy and was unexpected. So I do appreciate that. That really does help support the content and such going forward. And yeah, might in the future have stuff kind of similar to this. I am planning, it's not 100% set on how it will be, but planning some things for either early October or late September that Brightlife would, or at least could be, involved in. But yeah, it's kind of nice to interact with other content creators, or even just like players. So yeah, on that note, especially considering we don't have any camera working right now, I will get fully wrapped up with this. And yeah, if y'all hope y'all enjoyed the content, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. And again, thanks to all the channel members that have been here. Hunsu, moderator, and oh yeah, and I can't believe I forgot about this, but thanks to Brightlife for having me on this, setting this up, and all that sort of stuff. It's been a great time. And again, thanks to Ivan for the $100 tip. And finally, after all these things, thanks for watching, everyone.
Now, a drake just flew over me and just, you know, annihilated me. How goes the day? Oh, you know how it is. Yeah. No, it's good. Going great.